From Hollywood, the George Burns and Gracie Allen Show for Hormel and Spam. George and Gracie. Spam, oh boy. Spam, what joy. George Burns and Gracie Allen on the show and his orchestra for singing glee with a smooth East 3. Last but not least, with Bud Hastings. Time for Burns and Allen at your house. And say, have last-minute Christmas chores got you in a whirl? Now look, Mother, even though you don't get home until just before supper time, here's the quick, easy way to give your family swell food that satisfies husky appetites. Serve baked Spam, S-P-A-M. And baking is easy when you serve Spam. All you do is open a can of Spam, stud it with cloves, and slip it into the oven. The easy recipe is right on the label. In just a few minutes, you'll have a delicious main course. Spam is tender, juicy meat with extra goodness and flavor because Spam is a perfect combination of pork shoulder meat and ham meat. Tired appetites perk up with Spam on the table, and tired mothers like it because Spam is so easy to serve. Tomorrow, be sure your shopping list includes S-P-A-M Spam. And here they are, your two favorite Spam stars, George and Gracie.
Thank you very much.
Say, George, I saw Artie Shaw's picture second course at the Paramount last night. He was great.
Really?
Fred Astaire was swell.
Well.
And Paulette Goddard was grand. And can that Bud Heaston make love?
Wait a minute. Bud Heaston wasn't in the picture.
Well, he was sitting next to me, if you know what I mean.
So you were at the Paramount last night, too, huh, Bud?
Yes.
How did you like it?
Oh, swell. Next week I'm going back to see the picture.
Gracie, how was Artie Shaw as an actor?
Well, he had plenty of trouble with his lines. Every time he opened his mouth, he stuck his clarinet in it.
Some lover, that Shaw. I'll bet every time he threw a kiss, Paulette got it.
Well, oh, well, no.
Got it?
Well,
Good stuff.
Judge, I was only fooling. Artie was
got
great.
it. That was a beauty.
Yeah. Oh, dear. There was Artie with his arms around Paulette Goddard, and Paulette was looking into his eyes, and Artie looked into Paulette's eyes, and then Fred Astaire kissed her, and
Gracie,
then...
Gracie, how did Fred Astaire get into this?
Well, he's very fast on his feet, if you know what I mean.
Well, I'm not bad either.
No?
You know, in vaudeville, I used to be Goldie of Goldie Fields and Glide.
No.
So did I.
Really?
And you could tell by that Goddard line that I did the comedy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll show you something right now. You know how Fred Astaire jumps up in the air and clicks his heels 3 times?
How many times?
3 times.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, I can jump up in the air and click my heels 4 times. Okay, watch. Well, how do you like it, Gracie?
Oh, swell. You can come down now.
Well, anyway, Artie, we've done a lot of kidding, but I hear that you're really great in the picture.
Well, thanks a lot, George.
I understand you play a romantic kid.
Nah, George, those love scenes aren't all they're cracked up to be. For example, that scene at the breakfast table where I'm reading a newspaper and Paulette Goddard comes in and kisses me. Every time we did the scene, something went wrong. You know, she kissed me 52 times. Boy, that was awful.
Awful? What was awful about that?
I never got a chance to read Little Abner.
Kissed him 52 times. Should happen to me.
You know, Artie, George, and I danced in a picture with Fred Astaire. That's what gave Fred Astaire a start.
It's kind of a hard line to get out.
Start Fred Astaire.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
really kidding.
That's your line, Artie.
No, really. When he saw George dance, it gave him an awful start.
Well, we got 2 laughs before that,
Yeah.
so this Well, let's continue from there. Where are we?
Yo también vi esa película, esa señorita Pauleta Godard.
Well, there goes Senor Lee.
Muy bueno.
You said something funny, huh? Well, there goes the guitar player interrupting again.
Hey, Senor Shaw. Hey, Artie. Hey, boss. Hey, lover.
What is it, Senor Lee?
You in the picture with Fred Astaire? That's a strange coincidence.
Senor Lee, you said that wrong.
Perdóname. Senor Shaw, you being in the same picture with Fred Astaire is a strange coincidence.
Well, that sort of finishes up Artie Shaw's new picture, second chorus. And Artie, you noticed I mentioned it 3 times. Is that enough?
Yeah, and someday I'll write a little song about Spam.
Well, thanks, kid.
Gee, that'll be swell, Artie. Spam's bound to become #1 on the Eat Parade.
On the Eat Parade. Well, now let's start our play. Gracie, give out the scripts. Okay, Bud, take it.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you remember, last week we did a play, and we left off with George, Artie, and myself in jail about to be hanged, and Gracie on the way to the governor to try and save our lives. Lights, curtain, music.
Gracie, where are the scripts?
The scripts?
Yeah, the scripts for the play.
Oh, the radio scripts.
Yeah, the radio scripts. I gave them to you this morning. Where are they?
You want to talk about my brother?
Who's interested in your brother?
The woman across the street.
Well, who cares?
Her husband.
Gracie, we were having lunch at the Brown Derby, and I gave you a package. Where are the scripts?
Oh, scripts. Oh, let me see now. No, don't tell me. I left the Brown Derby, and I went into that drugstore, and I put a nickel in the phonograph and played Beat Me Daddy 6 to the bar.
6 to the bar?
Yeah, it was a cut-rate drugstore. And then I changed a dime and weighed myself, and I had 9 pennies left, so I weighed myself 9 more times. And
Gracie, the audience is waiting.
yeah,
Where are the scripts?
Please. Then I left for the May department store, and I crossed the park, and there was a man surrounded by a lot of pigeons feeding them peanuts. And he said, "Miss, how would you like to try this?" And I did. I ate about 2 bags of peanuts. And
Artie, will you play a number while Gracie tries to figure out where she left the scripts?
And then the pigeons flew away, and I said goodbye to Mr. Reuter.
To Mr. Reuter.
Now, let me see. Where did I leave the script?
Yeah, the scripts.
Oh, I was on my way to the May Company, and I stopped to buy a ticket for the Rose Bowl game. The man said, would you like to sit on the 50-yard line? And I said, no, the chalk would ruin my dress. And then...
See, we've got to do a show.
Oh, please. And then the man said the tickets for the Rose Bowl were $1 apiece. And
$1 apiece?
Oh, of course, it was a very small piece. Now, if I can get $200 more, I can buy the rest of the tickets. And
Look,
then...
Gracie, try to remember what you did with the package. The scripts are in it. We're supposed to do a play.
Oh,
Señor Shaw, ¿por qué todas las noches tenemos que tocar Fresnel? Si ya estoy cansado de tocar la misma
Tú
cosa.
vas a hacer lo que yo digo. Yo soy el jeep aquí.
What's going on here? Marty, what's your guitar player saying?
What's he saying? I'm having enough trouble trying to figure out what I'm saying.
What's the argument about, Senor Lee?
I do not like the number Frenesí we just played. Every night we play it at the Pandemonium Ballroom.
Pandemonium?
See.
It's Palladium.
Oh.
Pandemonium is a lot of noise and confusion.
He swing and sway with Sammy Kaye?
Artie, why do you take it from that musician?
He's got a diploma from Casaloma.
Say, that's cute.
Hey, George.
What?
Try Spam and Chili with Rudy Villi.
You guys keep it up. Just keep it up and you'll be hitting the road with Papa Jode.
Oh, see now. So I finally got to the May Company.
Oh, you finally got to the May Company.
Yeah, and I went to the men's department, and I said, I'd like to get a shirt for George, and the man said 34 sleeves, and I said, no, 2 will be enough.
Gracie, when you got through shopping all day, what did you do with the packages?
The packages. Oh, those were all Christmas presents. I took them all down to the post office and mailed them.
To the post office?
Yes.
Well, you must have mailed the scripts with the rest of the packages.
Oh, well, let's go down and look for them.
Well, certainly.
Well, they'll be easy to find. On account of all my packages are addressed direct to the exchange department of the May Company.
You addressed you addressed all your gifts to the exchange department?
Well, yeah, that'll save my friends a lot of trouble after Christmas.
Well, come on, everybody. You better come with me to the post office and help me find the scripts.
I'll help.
I'll help.
I'll help.
Mr. Burns, I refuse to help.
Who are you?
Just a rugged individualist.
Everything happens to me. Well, come on, everybody. Let's go.
Oh, well, George, I got it.
The scripts.
No. Let's tear a herring with old Fred Waring.
Oh, come on. Hey, 4 years in Harvard. Open the door. Hey, soundman. I'm talking to you. Why don't you pay attention to your work?
Mr. Burns, that is what I've been doing all my life. 4 years I went to Harvard, studied diligently and never missed a lecture. The notes I made are used today as a model by the students at Harvard. Alongside me sat a student who never paid attention to anything. Instead of taking down notes, he wrote childish jingles on the margin of his notebook. Today, that man gets $50,000 a year writing those Burma shave signs, and this is what I do for a living.
Well, this is no time of the year to be sad. Christmas is in the air. Think of Santa Claus.
Poor Santa Claus reminds me of myself. Works hard all year and winds up holding the bag.
Oh, come on, everybody. Let's get to the post office. I've got to find those scripts.
Hours to get in this place, about 2 hours.
Oh, well. Here we are at the post office.
Boy, look at this crowd.
Now, Gracie, at what window did you mail the packages?
Well, let me see now. Look for a handsome clerk with blue eyes, blonde mustache, and striped lipstick. He's got a sort of
a striped lipstick?
Well, yes. That's an account of I kissed him through the bars.
Well, let's stand at the end of this line.
Don't push.
Don't push. Don't push. Don't push. Don't push. Don't push. Who's pushing? Who's pushing? Who's pushing? Who's pushing?
Who's pushing?
Well, we'll never get to that window. I had to give you the scripts.
Hey, George, I know how to get in front of this line.
With all these men?
Well, yeah.
Never.
Well, just watch me. Look, here comes Teddy Lamar.
Next. Who's first in line?
I am.
Oh, what a day. Have we been rushed? Do you know, miss, that today I sold 1,000 1-cent stamps?
Well, if I were you, I'd sell 3-cent stamps.
Why?
Well, you meet a better class of people.
Oh, if I been busy. I've been standing on my feet since 7 o'clock this morning.
Oh, you must be tired. Why don't you let me stand on them for a while?
Gracie, ask her about the package.
What?
Ask her about the package.
Ask her about what?
The package! The package!
The package.
The package! The package! The package!
Thanks for your help.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Hey, George. George, when you get down to the window, will you mail this Christmas gift for me?
Sure, if I ever get down there. Well, look, it's for me. Artie, what are you sending me?
It's a lounging robe.
That's funny. Last Christmas, I sent you a lounging robe.
Well, it's the same loungy robe.
Well, thanks, kid.
And you know what I want this Christmas?
Now what?
A great big sailboat.
Well, in this weather, you can use it.
Senor Burns, will you please mail this package of dishes for me? But be careful with it. It's high-class crookery.
Crookery? You mean crockery. Crookery means that you stole it.
The man in back of me in the blue uniform is a sailor?
Gracie, find out about the scripts. Gracie, wait a minute. Gracie, what are you doing behind the window?
Well, I'm taking the girl's place. She went out to look for the package. Oh, George, aren't people silly? You ought to read some of the letters they send. Oh, dear. Listen to this one. Dear Santa Claus, please send us a man for Christmas. And if you can't find one, please come yourself. Signed, Brenda and Cabina.
Gracie, you mean you're opening the mail?
Yeah, isn't it fun? I'm so glad I took a place.
You can be you can be held for a thing like that.
Well, who do you think the man with his arms around me is? A sailor? Ooh, by the way, it is.
Gracie, the package. We've got
Oh, look, isn't this a sad letter? Dear Santa Claus, we've been waiting for you for a long, long time, but you never come to visit us. If you don't come this year, what will I tell the children? Signed, Mrs. Santa Claus.
Gracie, you've got to find the script.
When unexpected guests come knocking at your door like this, do you get into a twizzy, catch your breath, and say, oh, what shall I feed the bunch? Now, look, if you keep Spam on your pantry shelf, this will happen when folks start knocking. You'll go right to the door, open it up, and say, come on in. You'll never worry about each. You'll have plenty of time to visit because you'll ask to be excused and go out into the kitchen like this. Then you'll open a can of Spam, cut off slices, and place on toast. Then you'll put on a slice of tomato, pickle, or Bermuda onion and cover with thin slices of cheese. Pop that into the oven until the cheese melts, and there you have a hot Spamwich. A one-plate meal that's sure to make a hit. Bring those hot Spamwiches out of the kitchen like this, and your guests will all say, yum, yum.
Yum, yum. Yum, yum. Yum, yum. Yum, yum. Yum, yum.
The meaty flavor, the taste-tempting goodness of Spam is something folks really get hungry for. When friends drop in this holiday season, serve them a hot Spamwich. Or serve Spam cold, or fried, or baked. The easy recipes are right on the label. Fussy appetites like Spam because it's different. A perfect combination of sweet, juicy pork shoulder meat and tender, tasty ham meat. That's why Spam has extra goodness, extra flavor. To be sure of getting the real thing, always look for this sentence on the Spam label, pork shoulder meat with ham meat added. Tomorrow, say to your food dealer, I want Spam. You can serve it dozens of ways. Isn't that right, Smoothies?
Slice it, dice it, fry it, bake it, cold or hot, Spam hits the spot.
Gracie, get away from that window. We've got
Hey, you stop pushing.
Stop pushing! Stop pushing! Stop pushing! Wait a minute! Wait a minute! We did that.
We did that.
We did that. We did that. We did that. Quiet! Quiet!
Well, who's next?
Gracie, will you come out from behind that stamp window? We got to find the script.
Say, Sourpuss, get back in line. Miss, can I have a 1-cent stamp?
Well, we've got a 1-cent stamp if you really want it, but if I were you, I'd take one of our 6-cent stamps. They're a little more expensive, but they'll last longer. And they're washable. And besides that, they look very pretty on your tongue.
Miss, I'd like a 1-cent stamp. The one that has Lincoln's picture on it.
Oh, well, which Lincoln do you mean? Henry Fonda or Walt Houston?
Never mind. Next time I'll go by train.
Well, isn't that a silly man? Next. And what can I do for you, sir?
Remember me? I'm George Burns.
George Burns? Oh, weren't you in vaudeville?
Yeah, we played together at the DeKalb in Brooklyn.
Well, didn't you work with a very beautiful girl?
Yes, and that happens to be you.
Oh, well, imagine running into me. It certainly is a small world.
Gracie, what about the script?
Hey, mister,
Come on,
get back in line.
Oh, what can I do for you, madam?
I hope I'm not too late, miss. Can I catch the China Clipper?
Well, you might be able to if you put another feather in your hat.
Look, Gracie, what about the scripts? Will you come
Get back in line.
Listen here.
Get back in line.
Well...
Look, miss, I've been writing with one of your pens, and I've got a handful of ink.
A handful of ink? Well, thanks for telling me. You may keep it for your honesty.
Gracie, what about the scripts?
Get back in line.
Look, I'm not getting back in line.
Attaboy, George.
You stay out of this.
Anybody that talks that way to George Burns gets a punch in the nose.
You know who I am?
No, who are you?
I'm the vice president of the Hormel Company, makers of Spam.
You know who I am?
No.
Thank goodness.
Say, I better get back in line.
Senor Burns, will you mail this package to my brother? It's a pair of steel-skin gloves.
It's not steel skin. It's not steel, it's seal.
Steel.
No, seal. Look, what has a flat head, small eyes, a mustache, and a beautiful fur coat?
My brother's wife.
Look, senor, I've got my own troubles, Gracie. We've got to find our scripts.
Hey, George, I got it.
The scripts?
No. Let's have Spamwiches and tea with Fibber McGee.
Oh, go away.
George, how'd you make out?
Well, I certainly got a lot of help out of you, Artie. Where have you been?
What a madhouse this post office is. I sat down at that long table over there, and before I knew it, I was weighed, stamped, and airmailed special to Pomona.
Now, look, I've got to do something.
Well, George, your troubles are over. Here comes the superintendent, and he's got my package under his arm.
Oh, no. Before I give it to you, miss, you'll have to answer a few questions. Now, what's your name?
Gracie T. Allen.
What are all those T's for?
Well, when my daddy first saw me, he said...
Look, mister, can we have the package now?
Just a moment now. Miss, can you identify yourself?
Well, certainly. Where's my handbag?
Right here, Gracie.
Oh, wait, I'll look in the mirror. Yeah, that's me.
I can't stand it. This is awful.
Well, never mind. Here's your package.
Well, thanks. Come on. Great. I've got the scripts. Come on, everybody. We've got to get out of here. Ouch! Oh! Ouch! Oh! Ouch! Well, come on. Let's get back to the studio. Hey, taxi! Taxi!
And so tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we bring you the second episode of Gracie Allen's dynamic play. As you remember last week, George, Bud, and Artie were in the jail, sentenced to be hanged. And Gracie was on her way back from the governor's offices, where she'd been making a plea for their lives. The scene opens with the boys anxiously pacing their cell as Gracie arrives.
Well, this is simply awful.
Oh,
She's been away for hours.
never get over it.
Oh, boys, I've got some terrible news for you.
You mean we're going to the gas chamber?
Worse than that.
We're going to be hanged?
Worse than that.
Electrocuted?
No, worse than that.
Well, what can be worse than that?
I left the scripts in the taxi.
Oh. And now the Smoothies, Babs shouting a little, will sing. Take it, kids.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to sing this song tonight. Now's the time to bring good cheer. Jingle, 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 jingle bells. Jingle, 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 send your lead.
Christmas ya llegó. Oyen las campanas que ya Santa Claus salió. Jingle bells, hay felicidad. Todos les deseamos una merry Navidad.
Now's the time to bring good cheer. Jingle, 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 here comes George. Jingle, 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 sing it, George.
Ho, ho, jingle bell,
Jingling,
jingle bell,
jingling,
jingle all the way.
oh, tell us, Georgie.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in that one-horse open daddy.
You said it.
Jingle bell,
Jingling,
jingle bell,
jingling.
jingle all the way.
We dig you, Georgie.
How I love this time of year when I can always bring a cheer. I know I really love to sing. Some people say I sound like Bing, so now I'm really going to swing. Oh, daddle-a-doodle-a-doodle-a-doodle-a-doodle-a.
Now's the time to bring good cheer. Jingle, 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 now it's fun. Jingle, 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 sing it, bud.
Jingle bells, a happy man I am. Ha 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 ha, I didn't mention spam. Yeah.
Now's the time to bring good cheer. Jingle, 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 look who's here. Jingle, 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 Gracie's here.
Here I am, there's nothing more for you. I wish you all good Christmas cheer, a bright and happy coming year. Mother and I, my brother and I, my daddy and sister say, to gather round and sing with us this Merry Christmas Day.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Merry Christmas to you.
Every day, more and more families discover that Spam solves mealtime problems quickly. Originated by Hormel, Spam has become the most popular meat item brought out in a generation. Spam is tender, juicy meat with a taste and a flavor all its own. Fry golden brown slices for breakfast. Serve Spam cold for lunch, just as it comes from the can. Bake Spam for dinner. Look for the easy recipes on the label. If you haven't yet tried Spam, now's the time. You're really missing something extra good. Tomorrow, ask your food dealer for SPAM Spam.
Thanks, Bud. Well, Gracie, say goodnight.
Well, good night. Say, George, I just thought of a riddle.
Riddle, what is it?
What did the governor of North Carolina say to the governor of South Carolina?
What did he say?
Merry Christmas.
Good night, all.
Have you tried Hormel chili con carne? Even those who think they don't like chili do like chili con carne the way Hormel makes it because it's different and everybody likes it. Double your money back if you don't like it. Try Hormel chili con carne tomorrow. Join us again next week for Burns and Allen with Artie Shaw and his orchestra and the Smoothies. This is Bud Heaston speaking for Hormel and Spam, reminding you that Spam hits the spot. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Around Dodge City and in the territory on west, there's just one way to handle the killers and the spoilers, and that's with a U.S. Marshal and the smell of Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke, starring William Conrad. The story of the violence that moved west with young America. The story of a man who moved with it. Matt Dillon, United States Marshal.
Everything was all right until about a mile north of the Cimarron. That's when my horse got a hoof caught in a frozen dog hole and broke his leg. So I had to shoot him. It made me feel awful bad. I didn't feel any better thinking about the walk ahead of me. Close to 40 miles to Dodge and carrying my saddle all the way. Guess I'd been on the trail about an hour. Near as I could figure, it was around 3 in the afternoon. and I had to ease the saddle off my shoulders for a rest and a smoke. And that's when I saw the stranger riding up from the way I'd come. He was tall and thin, and his horse was taller and even thinner. And they made quite a pair.
Hi.
How are you?
You lost?
No. My horse busted his leg a way back. I'm on my way to Dodge.
Oh, it's your house, huh? I saw it.
Yeah.
On your way to Dodge, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
You got any more of that tobacco?
Yeah, sure. Here you are.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.
That's okay.
Kind of a big walk you got ahead, ain't it?
Kinda.
It's going to be dark soon. You figure making camp?
That's the idea.
Well, it's too bad.
Yeah.
Do you need any food?
No, thanks. I got enough.
Well, I thank you for the tobacco.
Sure. Anytime.
Hey.
Yeah?
Not saying this beast won't drop dead from the shock, but do you want to climb on behind? Save you a piece of boot leather for a while, anyway.
Well, I'd be much obliged if you think that animal of yours can carry us.
Well, she won't mind. Should have been dead a long time ago, except she don't know it. She don't mind.
Well, okay. Thanks. Here, will you hold my saddle till I get up, huh?
Yeah, give it here.
Yeah.
Can you manage this saddle?
Yeah, give it to me. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, let's go.
There.
You heading for Dodge, too?
Not in particular. Just north.
Uh-huh.
This beast'll do about 10 knots with the wind behind her, but we ain't gonna get more than 5 with this load. You ain't in no hurry, are you?
Well, I was kind of hoping to get back tonight. It's Christmas Eve, you know.
Oh, yeah, that's right, ain't it?
Yeah.
That backbone of hers sticking into you?
Oh, no, it's okay. Thanks.
Notice that tin doojigger tied to you. You with the law?
Yeah, I'm a U.S. Marshal. My name's Matt Dillon.
That's so. I never seen a marshal on foot.
Well, it happens sometimes.
How is it you're down this way? Isn't it a mite off your course? So you marshal down here as well as Dodge?
No, I just took a prisoner across the Cimarron into Oklahoma Territory. Turned him over to the Army there.
Did, huh?
And then he shut up tight. We must have ridden a couple of miles without a word. I got to thinking about Dodge and Chester, and Doc, and Kitty, and the rest of them. You know, there's something pretty special about any place at Christmas time. The backbone on the stranger's nag was just about to split me in two when he talked up.
My name is Cowley.
Oh?
Amos Cowley. Better heave to a spell. She's breathing mighty hard. All right, hold up. Yes.
Yeah, it's getting a little chilly, isn't it?
Yeah. Could I trouble you for another smoke?
Oh, sure. Here you are.
I thank you. Say, what's it like in Dodge?
What?
Dodge. What's it like?
Oh, it's like any other town, I guess.
Pretty big, huh?
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Not so big as New York, though.
Oh, no, not as big as that.
You know, I haven't been in a big town now for more than 10 years.
Oh, is that so?
No. Been down the territories, drifting. Thought I'd move up north this time. Maybe go back east.
So you're from the east, huh?
Some time back. Say, What's it like?
What?
Well, Dodge, any town. At Christmas. Same as it used to be?
Well, I guess so.
What do you do?
Well, same as most people, I guess. What most people do at Christmas.
Well, that ain't saying a lot. What are the folks like? And what does it look like? I just kind of like to know.
Well, I don't know. Well, there's Front Street. That's most of Dodge right now. Of course, it's getting bigger all the time.
Do you have any kids?
No, I'm not married.
Yeah. Kids have fun Christmas.
Yeah, they do. That's certain. In Dodge, they sometimes have a party for the kids a couple of days before Christmas. Kids like that. And then everybody gets feeling good, looking forward to Christmas Eve. Like last year. There was snow on the ground, but the sky was clear. You could even see the stars. I was going down the street to the Texas Trail to meet Doc and Chester. Chester, he's my deputy. Doc's a doctor in town. We had some work to do later on in the evening. You could see the light shining behind the curtained windows, and almost everybody had a sprig of holly berries hanging up. They got some from the east a couple of days earlier. I remember running into John Bumby. He's a kind of general handyman in Dodge. Never says much, but he sure had a lot to say that night.
Oh, hello, Marshal.
Oh, hi, John.
A lovely night for Christmas Eve, isn't it?
It certainly is, John.
Yeah.
Pretty fine night.
Peace on earth, goodwill to men. Mr. Dillon?
Yeah, that's the way it should be, John.
You know, Marshal, this is going to be quite a night for me. Yes, sir.
Oh, is that so?
Oh, yes, sir. Tonight, I'm asking Mrs. McNish to become Mrs. Bumby.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Why, John, I didn't know that.
Oh, I know it's been a mighty fast secret, but I'm popping the question tonight.
Well, I wish you a lot of luck, John. Hey, I'll tell you what. Come by to the Texas Trail later, and we'll have a drink on it.
Oh, I will. I really will, Marshal. You're good and kind, Marshal. Good and kind. Merry Christmas, Marshal Dillon. Merry Christmas.
Well, the same to you, John. That may sound kind of funny to you, but John Bumby's a good man. A little peculiar sometimes, but good as they come. And they don't make enough like him. Of course, most everybody in Dodge suspected Doc and Ms. McNish were sweet on each other. But it just goes to show you. I'll tell you about John and Ms. McNish a little later. So I went on down the street. You know, it's a funny thing about those words, Merry Christmas. Men say it to each other, and, well, it makes them feel kind of good.
I know what you mean. Used to be a seafaring man myself. When you're on the sea and it comes Christmas, things like that can count a lot.
Yeah.
Well, we might as well get underway again, huh?
Sure.
All right.
Hey, you want to take my saddle?
Give it here.
Okay.
That's
Give it to me. Okay.
Come. I guess you'll miss it in Dodge tonight. Won't you?
Well, if you could get a little more out of this nag of yours, we might make it tonight.
No, there's not a chance. She'll be on her beam ends pretty quick. She's been on a long reach since sunup.
Oh.
Mighty bare country up this way.
Oh, it depends on what you're used to.
Well, mighty bare where I've been, too. It's not like the sea. That's always different.
How come you left it? I always heard a sailor doesn't ever get it out of his blood.
The sea? I guess you can get it out of your blood, all right. You got the right reason you can.
Yeah, I guess so.
Say, you trying to get something out of me?
Well, no. Get what? I would just remark.
You want to ride with me? I don't want any talk about the sea.
Well, you brought it up.
Get it.
will return for the second act of Gunsmoke in just a moment. But first, tomorrow night, Jack Benny and his whole fun-making gang make a personal appearance at a Long Beach, California Veterans Hospital. It's going to be a Christmas they'll never forget, as Benny and the bunch cut loose while they assist the folks at the hospital in trimming their Christmas tree. Be sure to join the fun tomorrow night on CBS Radio, when it's Jack Benny time all across America. Now for the second act of Gunsmoke.
Amos Cowley sulked his way along the trail for the next while. And then it was almost like he couldn't stand the quiet. Or maybe he had things on his mind. He turned his head.
Go on.
What?
Go on. Tell me some more.
Oh, about Dodge?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Well, you try some more, huh?
Well, they got a little pine tree in the Texas Trail.
Tree?
Yeah, come down a long way from the north. Kitty Russell, she's a hostess in the Texas Trail. Well, she got a lot of ribbon and gewgaws and made it look real nice. That was last Christmas.
A star at the top?
A star?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. It looked like a star, I guess. It sure looked pretty. And there was a difference in the place that day. Everybody was celebrating and feeling real good. The doors would swing open and somebody would come in and, maybe somebody you just knew to nod at, but because it was Christmas Eve, he'd come right up and say, hello. Oh, maybe that's a good reason, maybe not. I don't know.
All right, I'll tell you.
Anyhow, it was still kind of early.
Just wait till you tell me.
Kitty and Chester were standing off looking at the tree.
Hi, Matt.
Good evening, Mr. Dillon.
Hi, Kitty. Chester.
How do you like it, Matt? Christmas tree.
That's
Oh, that's real pretty.
Only tree but one in the whole town.
Yeah, Kate's got one over at the Alfaganza.
Oh, well, I'll have to see it later.
You're next.
Where's Sam?
I don't know. Maybe he started celebrating too soon.
Oh.
Doc's taking over the bar.
Yeah, that's right.
You want a drink, Kitty?
Sure.
Oh, right away. I'll get you a drink. You haven't forgotten anything, have you, Mr. Dillon?
Forgotten? What, Chester?
There. What did I tell you, Miss Kitty? I knew just as sure as my nose that you forgot.
That. No. I hadn't forgotten.
Oh, well, I thought as soon as I get Sam sober enough to take care of the customers, we could go on over to Doc's like we planned.
Sure, we'll do that, Chester.
Here you are, Matt.
Thanks, Doc. Oh.
Yeah, well, it's still snowing out?
No, it's not. Where are you going, Kitty?
All right. Just want to look outside. Real pretty.
Man thinks of a lot of funny things that don't mean much. Kitty standing at the door, sniffing the cold air, and the warmth inside, and the whiskey in me. It was a good feeling. And then Chester and I decided to take a bottle over to Mr. Hightower. He's the telegraph operator over at the depot. He runs a printing shop on the side.
Say, Mr. Dillon?
Yeah, Chester.
Do you mind if I stop by the church for a minute?
No, I don't mind.
I just feel kind of right tonight, Mr. Dillon. Figure I ought to thank somebody for it.
Sure. So we stopped by the church. I've never been much of a man for church, I guess, but I went along with Chester. Wasn't anybody else there, just the two of us. Guess we sat for 10 minutes in that place. Chester a little way off with his head bowed. There's a lot of peace in a church. Maybe it's the quiet. Maybe it's the good that people find in there. Whatever it was, it made a man feel glad about pretty much everything.
I haven't been in a church since I don't know when.
Oh, is that so?
Heaved to. Well, she's becalmed again, mister.
Okay.
She sure wasn't built for it, I'll tell you. You ever see anything like that?
She is kind of old, isn't she?
I've had her going on 8 years. She hasn't changed a mite. Eats like a pig and looks like a four-legged mizzenmast.
Smoke?
Don't mind. Hey, what about that fella Hightower? Did you get that bottle to him?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I guess it was lonely over in the depot all alone. He was glad for the company. There was a wood fire burning in the stove, but it didn't keep out the cold much.
Well, how are you, gents? Merry Christmas.
Well, how's it going, Mr. Hightower?
Oh, slow, Marshal, slow. Bit of excitement about an hour back, though.
That so?
Yeah, 9:15 got stuck between here and Hutchinson. Lots of snow back there.
They getting her out?
Oh, sure, they're trying, but I'm sure glad I'm not on it. It's going to be a cold night on that train.
Well, it's kind of chilly in here, isn't it, Mr. Hightower?
Any warmer, and I'm going to sleep.
Well, say, we brought you over a bottle of Irish for company.
Jameson's. Well, I declare I was just thinking about a tot before you boys come in. Now, that's real friendly. Will you have a drink with me?
We sure will.
Let's open her up, huh? A couple of glasses up on the shelf there, Chester. Get them down, will you?
I don't know if you get an idea about the folks in Dodge or not. They're not any different than any other people, or the town either. I guess maybe it's a pretty small place at that. The depot, the hall, a few stores, a church, Doc's office, a Texas Trail, Alafraganza, my office. Not much, but it's where you live, you know?
Sounds all right. I lived in a town once back east. Small. I know what you mean.
Well, maybe you'll be going back.
Maybe. Say, the kids, they still believe in St. Nick?
Oh, sure, I
Mighty
suppose.
few kids down where I've been. Injun kids, they don't believe in St. Nick.
No reason they should, I guess.
I used to believe in it, you know that?
Well, I guess most people did one time or another. Hey, you figure we come maybe 10 miles?
Maybe.
Yeah, it's getting dark.
Yeah. Well, come on. You want to ride the saddle for a bit?
Oh, no. That's okay.
Well, then, okay.
We rode on, and I thought about last year, about Kitty, Doc, and Chester and me going over to Doc's place after Doc got tired at Tendon Bar at the Texas Trail. It was about 1:45, and we stood around and sang Christmas carols. And I remember how it sounded that night, how it looked. The glow in the stove in the middle of the room, and the frosty windows.
On a cold winter
Yeah, it was Christmas Eve, all right.
was so deep. Noel, 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 Noel. Born is the King of Israel.
Say, that was fine. That was just fine.
Yes, it was.
Oh, gee. Say, now, what do you say if we...
Listen.
Huh? Oh. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
You know, I feel sentimental. That's exactly what I feel. I feel sentimental.
I know what you mean, Doc. I surely know.
Okay, Doc. Bring 'em out.
And I remember how Doc scuttled over to the bureau and brought out some packages. The presents weren't much, but it didn't matter what they were. And when we'd finished opening them, it was Chester who said what we were all thinking.
I just want to say, Miss Kitty, Doc, you, Mr. Dillon, I just want to say that this is the best doggone Christmas I ever had. And that's what I want to
say. Say, you was going to tell me about that fella John was courting that woman. What was her name?
Oh, yeah, Miss McNish.
That's right.
Well, she said yes, and you've never seen two happier people in your whole life. Yeah, she's Miss McNish Bumpy now.
Oh, that's good.
You know, you might settle for a bit in Dodge, or you could get work there.
Sure would be fine if you could get back tonight, wouldn't it?
Well, it can't be helped. I'd be a lot further away and a sight more tired if you hadn't come along.
Yeah. Now, listen. How far do you figure before there's a place you might pick up a horse?
Oh, I don't know, 15 miles or so, maybe.
Oh, we're not going to make any 15 miles in this nag tonight, that's for sure.
Oh, that's all right.
Now, I tell you what. You go on alone, you see.
Oh, no, forget
it. Now, you go
on.
on alone. She'd hold out with one man on her. And then you get a fresh horse and you ride into Dodge tonight.
Well, thanks. That's very
I'm
kind.
telling you, I want you to go. I'll be fine. I've walked before. Probably make it almost as quick as you.
Look, it's real nice of you, Mr. Cowley, but no thanks.
Now, Christmas don't mean nothing to me. You got friends waiting for you.
Well, I'll see them tomorrow.
You're a fool.
Well, that may be.
All of them nice folks. You're going to make them feel pretty bad.
Look, I'll stay. If you want to go on along, thanks for the ride.
Well, might as well make camp then.
I guess so.
And listen, you want to tell me some more about what you was telling me before we turn in?
Well, sure.
I take it kindly, mister. I'll get yourself settled. I got some stuff in my pack we can eat and maybe get a fire going. Then after we eat, you can tell me some more.
We made a fire and then shared what we had for supper. He seemed to soften up after that, and we talked for a couple or 3 hours. It was like he was starved for news of people, everyday things, and just plain company. And that's how we spent Christmas Eve together out on the plain. And then when the fire was dying down and I was about ready for sleep, he said,
Marshal.
Yeah?
I want to tell you something. I've been needing to tell it for a long time. Do you mind?
Well, of course I don't mind.
Well, then I'll tell you. A few years ago, I was skipper of a little schooner. I used to sail up and down the East Coast, you know, Boston, New York.
Yeah.
Well, one night, we hit dirty weather off New Jersey. Real dirty. Blew us off course, and we piled up on the rocks and knocked the bottom out.
That's too bad.
There was 18 passengers aboard, Marshal. 4 of them was kids. We never saw them again.
No.
And my own wife and my kid went down, too.
I'm sorry.
Well, now, something must have happened to me after that. I didn't want nothing to do with ships or the sea, and I started to drift out this way. I couldn't forget, though, do you know? And I didn't want to be near folks, especially kids, to remind me, do you know?
Yeah.
And that's how come I've been slewing around ever since.
Sure, I understand.
Just kind of wanted to get it off my chest.
Sure.
Marshal, I'd like to ride into Dodge with you tomorrow. You think I might meet some of them folks you was telling about?
Oh, I don't see why not.
That'd be all right. Maybe I wouldn't need to drift no more. Maybe I could drop anchor, you know.
Yeah, you might at that.
Yes. Well, good night.
Good night.
Merry Christmas, Marshal.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Cowley.
Gunsmoke, under the direction of Norman MacDonald, stars William Conrad as Matt Dillon, U.S. Marshal. Tonight's story was specially written for Gunsmoke by Anthony Ellis, with music composed and conducted by Rex Corey. Featured in the cast were Lawrence Dobkin, with Harry Bartell and John Daner. Parley Bear as Chester, Howard McNear as Doc, and Georgia Ellis is Kitty. Gunsmoke is heard by our troops overseas through the worldwide facilities of the Armed Forces Radio Service. Join us again next week as Matt Dillon, U.S. Marshal, fights to bring law and order out of the wild violence of the West in Gunsmoke. Tomorrow night, Edgar Bergen's real-life daughter, Candy, pays him and you a visit on The Edgar Bergen Show with Charlie McCarthy. Candy and Charlie hit it off fine, but Edgar has cause to regret his hasty decision to invite his 6-year-old daughter into the show, especially when she starts throwing her voice. Sounds like fun tomorrow night on most of these same stations when CBS Radio presents The Edgar Bergen Show with Charlie McCarthy. This is Roy Rowan speaking. And remember, Eve Arden, as our Miss Brooks, teaches you how to laugh every Sunday on the CBS Radio Network.
Lights out, everybody. This is a tale they tell of another Christmas. A Christmas 19 years ago. The Great War was over. War-weary soldiers and officers were at last being allowed to rest, to enjoy such recreation as soldiers might find. Leave areas were established in various parts of France, and at intervals, individuals were sent from the stations of their organizations to these areas, there to rest and refresh themselves for a brief period. This story properly begins on Christmas night, 1918. 19 years ago, a leave train was just coming to a halt in the station at Villefranche.
peut monter à ce compartiment-là, monsieur. Il y a seulement un officier. C'est un Français. C'est première classe, monsieur.
Oh, merci, monsieur. I've seen the blighter mind. Here you are, mate. Top.
Ah, merci, monsieur l'anglais. Merci.
I'm not an English, old chap. Australian. Anzac. Compris?
Ah, oui. Vous êtes australien, n'est-ce pas?
Right, Joe. And Merry Christmas, old chap.
Un joyeux Noël, monsieur l'Australien.
Oh, excusez-moi, monsieur, but s'il vous plaît, I would like to venir ici. Oh, blast it, I can't talk the ruddy language.
It is not necessary to speak the blasted language, monsieur, since I speak yours, after a fashion.
Oh, beg pardon, old chap. The station master told me you wouldn't mind if I stowed myself in here, would you? I hope.
I should be very glad indeed of your company. I am Captain Esme Rochefort de Gascoigne, of the 212th Regiment Artillery, GPF.
I'm Lieutenant Horace Ballantyne, of the Australian Light Horse, sir.
You are welcome, monsieur. May I help you with your baggage?
I'll have it stowed in half talk. Thank you. There. Oh, going on leave, Captain?
Oui. I am not sure where yet, but c'est la guerre. One never knows where it goes in this war.
Too right, Bigger. It's jolly good of you to share your compartment, old chap.
I am only too glad. It has been rather a lonely journey so far. I am delighted of someone to talk to.
First-class compartments are not too easy to copper, either. A bit cushy, this, isn't it?
Not too bad, indeed. You'll pardon me, I know, but I am a bit curious to know how an Australian officer should find his way to Villafranche.
I don't quite know myself, Captain Gascoigne, is it?
Yes. And your name is Ballantyne?
Right.
I must remember.
Well, I was at Gallipoli in the infantry with the Execook, the 3rd Aussie Division, you know. Got a bit of a crack in the head, and the first thing I knew, I found myself transferred as town major, a village a few miles east of here. Nothing but Americans in it.
Ah, the Americans. They are good soldiers, eh?
Fair dinkum.
And now you find yourself bound for leave on Christmas night.
Righto, and jolly glad of it.
Where are you going, do you know?
Report to the RTO at Isle of Bane. That's all I know.
You have the same difficulties in your army, I see. One never knows where one goes. You are a long way from home, my friend.
Righto. A bloody long way. Halfway around the world, you know.
And you have come to fight for France. I salute you, monsieur.
It's been fun.
Oui. And now it is over. And our young men lie dead under the stars out there.
We lost a few, too.
Our young men, monsieur. French, British, Australian, American.
Not to mention a few German chappies.
Quite. Eh bien. One cannot make the omelette without breaking the eggs.
A bloody lot of good eggs, friend Gascoigne.
Oui.
I wish the blasted train would start.
It is always a mystery how they control these trains. Particularly when one wishes to go somewhere in a hurry.
Oh, American chap out there. Looking for a place, I fancy.
Perhaps we could invite him in here if you do not mind.
Well, why not? If it's all right with you.
Oh, he is a comrade and there is little room on the train.
Righto. Oh, Yank. Yank there. This way, Yank.
He comes?
But strike me pink now. The blighter's black. And an officer, too.
So? I have heard that the Americans have 2 divisions of Negroes, and they have many officers who are, as the Americans say, colored also. But I have never seen one.
You don't mind if I ask him in?
My dear Ballantyne, why should one mind? Is he not a man, an ally, an officer? Do we dislike one another because I am French and you Australian?
Good chap. We've lots of blacks in our unit. What the devil's the difference? What difference does it make what color the blighter's skin is? Yank. Room here.
Do you mind awfully, Lieutenant?
Not much room anywhere else, old chap. Oh, come in. We've room for one.
Oh, thank you. I was afraid I was going to be left behind.
My name's Ballantyne, Lieutenant Australian Light Horse.
I'm Captain Melvin, 370th American Infantry.
Delighted, Captain. And this is Captain... I have to help the chap out, Captain.
I am Captain Esme Rochefort de Gascoigne of the French Artillery, Captain. Welcome.
Gentlemen, thank you.
Oh, here. Give me your musette. I'll shove it up in the rack.
Oh, thank you, Lieutenant. Feels good to get that thing off my shoulder.
Sit down, Captain Melvin.
Thanks.
Been standing around there all day long on one foot and then on the other waiting. Finally, when the train did pull in, I thought I was still going to stand there. Good of you to take me in.
We are delighted. Right, sir.
You're an Australian, eh, Lieutenant?
Right, sir. From Adelaide.
I just think of that.
Where are you from, Captain Melvin?
Oh, I'm from Chicago.
And you, Captain Gascoigne?
My home is in Bayonne, as one might infer from my name.
Your name, Captain?
Gascoigne. Bayonne is in Gascony, you see.
Oh, I see.
Oui.
It's odd, ain't it? Here we are, three of us in one railway coach, bound for somewhere. And we've come from all over the world to meet on Christmas night in France.
We don't even know where we're going, do you?
Well, I haven't the slightest idea. Believe me, that's all I know.
Well, may as well have a spot of Christmas cheer, eh? A bottle of rather good wine in my musette.
And so have I.
Not to be outdone in this matter, mes amis, I also have a bottle of Lacrymae Christi.
Tears of Christ.
A very precious wine in these days, mes amis. I do not remember how I came by it, but suffice it to say, I have it. We are about to start, huh?
We are starting.
A ruddy, happy crowd out there at the station. Christmas.
We still Christmas, despite the fact that most of them all want to get out of the town and go somewhere.
Last Christmas, I was down in Texas, in Logan.
I was in the hospital at Marseille.
And I, mes amis, had dinner with a German general.
A German general?
Captured on Christmas Eve.
Oh, yeah.
Gentlemen, will you drink with me?
With pleasure, oui. If you will drink with me.
And with me.
Well, then, to Christmas, eh?
Yeah.
To Christmas.
To Christmas.
You know, my musette's so bloody full of junk of all sorts. I was afraid I might have lost the bottle.
Souvenirs, huh?
Oh, yes. Silly toys and things that I picked up. Given to some kid somewhere. Lord knows they have few enough.
I have gifts, too, in my musette. There is no one left of my people to give them to, but it is a sentiment. Sentiment for Christmas.
Suppose we all do that. Mine's packed with odds and ends. I didn't know if I'd ever get back to that outfit after this leave, so I got some souvenirs together.
Another drink, mes amis?
Oh, not now, thanks, Captain. I'll wait a while.
I think I shall, too.
Quite. It is a beautiful night, eh?
Yeah, clear. You know, if the war was still on, I'd expect to hear someone shout, lights out, jury's up. Have a lot of bombs land in our laps.
I hope we are done with that, monsieur.
Amen.
No moon, though.
Yeah. But look at them stars.
Oh, see that one over there? You might imagine it to be the Star of Bethlehem. Very bright, isn't it?
Oui. Nearly 2,000 years ago. I wonder if that same star still shines upon the earth.
If it does, we wouldn't know it. Not us. Fight wars and deny the name of the man that was born under it.
Oh, religious chap?
No. No, not at all, Lieutenant. A long way from it.
I'm not a religious chap either. But used to have some jolly times as a kid at Christmas time, though. Church things and all that, candles, whatnot.
One is not religious, save when one sees the star shining down on him.
I wonder if that could be the star.
And why not, my friend? Our earth changes, but the everlasting stars change not.
Yeah. Be funny if it is, wouldn't it? Won't they?
Oui. But our journey is long, gentlemen. If you wish to sleep...
You're sleepy, Captain?
That little drink of wine has affected me, I fear. I cannot keep my eyes open.
Yeah, I'm a little tired myself. Standing around all day in that station. There was no place to sit down.
I can always sleep myself.
I propose, then, that we do sleep for a little while, my friends.
Talking to sleep, it made me sleepy. I'm all for it.
Shall I turn down the lights?
If you will, monsieur. Pleasant dreams. Merry Christmas.
And Merry Christmas to you both, gentlemen.
And to you, Lieutenant Valentine. Captain Gascoigne.
Yonder star shall watch over us, n'est-ce pas?
The star that shone on Bethlehem.
Good night.
Are you asleep?
I'm not.
Nor I. Almost, though, I must say.
I was thinking. It seems that I have met you both before. Somewhere.
That's really odd.
Why, my friend?
I was thinking the same thing.
I was, too. But it couldn't be. One from France, one from Australia, one from America.
Oui, it is so. Good night, my friends.
Good night.
Good night.
Friend Gaspar, we have journeyed far, and the sign that thou didst promise to us is not yet.
Peace, Balthazar. We have not yet come to the end of our journey. Behold, Melchior crieth not out. Canst thou not study his patience to be like unto him?
Yet thou art tired, Melchior.
I am tired and weary. Yet must we go on. No man knoweth what the end of his far journeying shall bring him.
Dost thou see, Balthazar? Thou must needs have faith.
I have faith, friend Gaspar. Yet my burden upon my shoulders is cruel heavy, and I would fain rest.
Have faith, O Balthazar. Have faith, I conjure thee.
Faith. I lead on, O Gaspar. Whither thou goest, there will I follow thee.
And also I, Gaspar. For I know that thou art inspired of God, that his hand doth lead thee.
Yet not even I know what miracle he will do before our eyes.
No matter. We will follow, and thy road lead to death. Now, which road takest thou? That to the right hand or to the left?
I know not.
Wilt thou not call upon God, Gaspar?
Aye. Kneel down, brethren. O Lord, Father God, lead us, thy servants, in the way thou didst set out for us. For know, Lord, Father God, that we are poor, and our eyes know not the right, and we would follow the way that thou wilt have us follow. Therefore we pray thee humbly, dear Father.
A miracle.
Miracle? What sayest thou, Balthazar?
Behold, Gaspar, a sign from the Lord, Father God.
There is no sign.
Behold, in the sky.
A sign.
A star that burneth brighter than all the stars of the heavens. O Lord God, we thank thee. The way is before us. We follow thy will.
Behold, Gaspar, the star shineth upon the pathway to the left.
Forward, forward, brethren. For the end of our far journeying is at hand. Certes, this is a sign from God.
Behold, Gaspar, beyond the hill, the lights of a village.
'Tis so. Now we are come to our destination indeed. Haste, friends, haste.
Knowest thou what town is that, O Gaspar?
Nay, I know not. Save that it be the end of our long journey.
Oh, travelers, have ye seen the star?
Who calls? Who art thou?
It is a shepherd. See the flocks of sheep beyond the road?
Seest thou the star, travelers? Knowest thou its meaning?
Aye, we have seen it, O shepherd. Yet we know not its meaning, save that a miracle of the Lord Father God is nigh unto us.
From the blackness of the sky it sprang into blaze, traveler. Dost thou think it portends the end of earth?
Nay, friend, not the end of earth. Say rather its beginning.
What sayest thou?
Behold, shepherd, the mantle of the Lord is upon him.
He speaketh of miracles.
Aye. And a miracle will come to pass. Haste, friends, haste, for this night will hear the voices of angels chanting, and the sound of many great wings. Peace on earth, peace, goodwill to men.
Glory to God
in the highest.
Verily, ye speak as men that understand the workings of the will of God.
Say now, shepherd, how is yonder village named?
Surely, if ye know what shall come to pass because of the star, how is it ye know not the name of the town?
We have come from far lands, shepherd.
Aye. What matters it if we know not such trifles as the name of a little hidden village, when we know of a miracle to be wrought in the name of Almighty God?
Aye, 'tis so.
What miracle shall come to pass?
It is hidden from our ken, O shepherd. Yet it shall come to pass. Fear not.
Aye. And such a miracle as shall set all the world to singing praises, lifting up their voices unto the heavens, crying in a loud voice, Mighty, mighty is the Lord God of hosts.
Ye be not of Israel?
Nay, I am from the land of the Greeks, and these my companions be also from far lands. Melchior from Ethiopia, Balthazar, a wise man of Egypt, a soothsayer unto the king.
Ye have come far.
Aye, so. Since many days our feet have trod the pathways of hidden, unknown places. Yet always have we set our faces unto the east, obeying the bidding of a voice unheard, the guidance of a hand unfelt.
And ye go now into the town?
Thou hast not told us its name, shepherd.
Certes, all men know that yonder town is called the town of the house of bread, even Bethlehem. Know ye that I, even I, am of Bethlehem, where was born 1,000 years agone David, son of Jesse, that was king of Israel.
'Tis well. For now I speak with the tongue of the Lord, the wisdom he hath put into my mouth. Behold yonder Bethlehem whence came David, king of Israel. Now this night shall be born in Bethlehem that Messiah, that very Son of God, which the ancient prophets have foretold. And this is the miracle that shall come to pass. For he shall be born of a virgin immaculate, and his name shall be Jesus, called Christ. O thou Lord God, Father, I give thanks unto thee that thou hast appointed me and my companions, that we shall be witnesses before all the world that the Son of God is born. Haste, my friends. We must on, for the miracle is at hand.
The Spirit of God is upon him.
Speak with the tongue of the Lord. Haste.
O holy man, may I not go with thee, seeing thou knowest not the village, and I with my brethren was born there?
Aye, thou mayest come with us, but haste, friends, haste.
Behold the star, how it seemeth to beckon us on.
Lo, it cometh down from the heavens and standeth above the rooftops of the town. It is the doing of God.
Aye, praise God.
Praise God.
Praise God.
Sling thy burthens from thy shoulders, friends. Haste, haste.
I marvel also that there should be lights abroad in the town. The hour is passing late, yet there is a light in every house.
Perchance the men of Bethlehem rejoice that the Messiah is born.
Nay, not so. For he is hidden from men, and they of Bethlehem know him not.
Then what?
The feast of Hanukkah is but lately over, my masters. The feast of the lights in memory of the Maccabee, and many remain. Also are there others in the town who have come to deal with the men of Herod, the tetrarch of Galilee, even the tax collectors, and thus is the city full, even all the inns.
Dost thou know where we shall find him, O Gaspar? Hath it been revealed unto thee?
All in good time, my friend. We follow the star.
Perchance he shall be born in a family of high repute.
Aye, 'tis not fitting that the Son of God shall come from an humble home.
The will of God shall be done. The child Jesus be born in the wide fields under the star, my friends. Haste.
Behold, these be the walls of Bethlehem, O wise man. Yonder lieth the gate.
Perchance the soldiers of the tetrarch may refuse us admission into the city, Gaspar.
Nay, they are gone away, Melchior.
Aye, they all lie in the inns and public houses and corrals of the people of the town.
Gaspar, art thou sure indeed that we shall find him in Bethlehem?
Dost doubt the word of God, Balthazar? On.
Now, whither do we go, O Lord Gaspar?
Name me not Lord, shepherd, for we are all humble men in the sight of God.
Praise God.
Praise God. Behold how the rays of the stars shine down upon this certain street. It is the way, friends. Follow. Lo, one comes, Gaspar. In haste. Aye, but so...
Perchance he knoweth.
Hold thou, men. Whither goest thou? Who art thou? Stand aside that I may pass.
Who art thou? Know that I am citizen, even as thou art. If indeed thou art a citizen and not a strolling player or hawker of false jewels.
Oh, speakest thou thus to me, who am the great physician? Know, man, that I am Balthus, the leech, the learned, the clever, skilled in cupping and the art of the chirurgeon, the saver of lives, the bringer of babes into the world.
Peace! Thy tongue clacketh like the
say
wheels
that thou art chirurgeon, O man of Bethlehem?
Aye, I am that. I am Balthus, wrestler with the angel of death, sometime physician unto great Antipater himself. I am...
Hold, I pray thee. Hast thou attended woman this night that was brought of child?
And how didst thou know that, stranger?
Wilt thou say aye or nay?
Aye, I have done so. And look ye now. This night have I come upon a miracle, a very marvel, a prodigy of nature. Never before in all my time have I...
Cease thy clacking and speak, leech.
And who art thou thus to...
Speak of the marvel that thou hast witnessed, man.
Behold, not 2 hours have passed since one came post-haste, crying before my door, O Balthus, O most noble surgeon, O saver of lives, come down and haste. And I, setting down the goblet of sack posset wherefrom I did drink, flung open the window and looked down.
To thy story, leech, to thy story.
Behold, crieth the man in the street, behold, Balthus, a woman hath need of thee in the stable, nigh unto the inn of the 2 oxen.
In the stable?
Aye, in the stable. Now I am a man of charity, and always ready to answer the call when sickness stalketh abroad. In the plague that came upon Bethlehem 9 years ago...
Aye, thou art always ready when thou dost smell the smell of gold, leech. Say on, and quickly.
If thou wilt but be still and let me. I spoke of a marvel.
Say on.
I flung my cloak about me, and I came in haste, as ill becometh a man of my age and girth, and yet I am charitable, I say, and behold, in yonder stable was a woman couched in the straw of a manger, brought to bed of a child.
Surely women have been brought to bed of a child in stables before, chirurgeon.
Aye, so. But mark me well now. This woman was a virgin.
Nay.
I swear it by the holy phylactery. By my father's beard I swear it. Verily was a child born unto her, and she a virgin.
Thou hast drunk too much of thy sack posset, neighbor. Thou a physician.
I swear
Hold. Thou said enough, leech. Verily hast thou stood before a miracle this night.
A miracle? In sooth, a very prodigy.
Where lieth the woman thou didst attend?
In yonder stable. The man did say that they'd come from Nazareth in Galilee to give his testimony unto the tax collectors. And though they beseeched the innkeepers, yet would none of them give them room, saving only this one, who, having pity upon a woman with child, did say unto them that they might find bed amongst the kine in his stable, and did charge them naught.
May all the blessings of God be on this innkeeper, that he hath offered shelter this night unto the Son of God.
Eh? What sayest?
And on thee, physician, for that thou didst lend thy hand unto her, who is the very mother of him who shall be the Savior of the world.
Verily, I know not who thou art, old man, yet I perceive that thou hast the gift of prophecy. If I have served, then I am glad, for I took naught from them. And the babe did look upon me with a look that I shall ne'er forget, though I live to be the last on the earth. Now I crave thy blessing. If thou dost speak sooth, I am most blessed among men.
Verily shalt thou stand at the right hand of him who hath come to the earth, physician. Thine was the hand that first touched him. Verily art thou blessed.
I thank thee for thy grace, friend. Go now inside the stable. I go to the temple to render thanks unto God. For verily, I believe thee.
Now, my friends, 'tis the end of our long journey before us. Come with me, I pray, each of you. Come and fall down and worship the infant Jesus, Son of God, which shall be called the Christ.
Praise unto him.
Praise unto the Son of God. I will not go in. I am not worthy.
Nay, shepherd. There be none of us worthy to touch his hand. Yet there be none too humble to do him reverence. Come.
Aye, come, shepherd.
The star waneth a little.
Shadows fall upon us. The star paleth before his glory. Nay, Gaspar. Behold in the sky a sign.
A sign? Oh, Father, Lord God.
A sign. The shape of a man crucified upon a cross.
Belfast. Valentine. Gascoigne.
Didst cry out unto... I say, what's the matter?
I was dreaming, I guess.
Well, where are we?
It was a dream, but I saw you too.
You saw us?
It's hard to remember, but I...
Did you dream of 3 men, Melvin?
Yes.
I did too.
Gaspar?
And Melchior?
And Balthazar?
Gascoigne?
And Melvin?
And Valentine.
Good heavens. Look at our shoes. All of us.
What?
Straw. Where did...
Straw. From a stable. And that smell. What?
Gentlemen, I have been in the East. I know what that smell is. It is myrrh and frankincense.
The Abbott and Costello program, starring Bud Abbott and Lou Costello, brought to you by Camel, the cigarette of costlier, properly aged tobaccos. The Abbott and Costello program, with the modern rhythm of Will Osborne's orchestra, Iris Adrian, our singing star Connie Haynes, and spotlighting that chunky, chubby little cherub who, when caught asking a neighbor lady to take her shoes off because his Uncle Artie Stebbins said she had crow's feet, calmly said,
I'm a bad boy.
Well, Costello. Where have you been? Why weren't you here fixing up the house for the party tonight?
Oh, hey, Abbott, I had to get down to jail to get my landlady out. You know, Mrs. Satchel Puss?
Yeah.
I had to get her out on bail.
What do you
She
mean?
got arrested for shoplifting. They finally caught her.
I thought she was too smart to get caught.
Well, she made a mistake. She stole an alarm clock and hid it in her bustle.
Well, how did they catch her?
Her bustle went off at 8:15.
Never mind your landlady. Did you send out the invitations for the party?
Oh, yeah. I got them right here. Look what it says.
What is it?
Lou Costello invites you to a Christmas party to be held at his home, B-A-P-O-B.
B-A-P-O-B?
Yep.
You mean RSVP?
Oh, no, I mean B-A-P-O-B. Bring a pound of butter. Oh, boy, what a party I'm going to have. My Aunt May will bring her cranberry sauce. That's her specialty. Aunt Catherine will bring her plum pudding. That's her specialty. And Aunt Eva will bring her 14 children. That's a nice family.
Yeah. Never mind your relatives. Look, forget about your relatives for a minute, Lou.
Yeah.
Did you remember to get souvenirs for everybody?
Oh, souvenirs.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm having favors for the girls. At 12 o'clock, I'm going to turn the lights off.
Oh, yeah. Any favors for the men?
What do you call turning the lights off?
Look, Costello, who did you invite besides your relatives?
Oh, a lot of movie stars. And I invited Lana Turner. And she kissed me.
Lana Turner kissed you?
The smoke isn't coming out of my ears for nothing.
Look, Costello, how about the tree? Did you get a tree? Did you get a tree?
Oh, did I get a tree? Yeah. I got the biggest Christmas tree you ever saw.
Well,
I just got through putting it in the living room.
You did?
What a tree! It's 6 feet higher than the ceiling.
Well, it's a shame to have to cut the top off.
That's the way I felt about it, too.
Sure.
So I cut a hole in the ceiling.
You cut a hole in the ceiling of our living room?
Yeah, this will be the first Christmas we ever had a tree in our bathroom.
What kind of a tree did you get? Is it a fir?
Oh, yes, it's one of those... What did you say?
I said, did you get a fir?
No, I got a tree.
Stop this silliness. I want to see your fur.
See my fur?
Certainly.
What am I, a silver fox?
No, you dummy. I'm not talking about fur, F-U-R. The fur I mean has an eye in it.
Oh, the fur has an eye in it?
Yes.
Just one eye?
Certainly there's just one eye in fur.
Must be I, J. Fox.
No, look. Stand still when I'm talking to you.
Yes, sir.
I'm talking about a fir tree.
Mm-hmm.
Now, will you quit talking about the fur with you in it? You doesn't belong in the kind of fur I'm talking about.
I doesn't belong in that kind of fur?
Oh, yes, I belongs in it, but you doesn't.
Why should you belong in fur if I doesn't? I happen to look better in fur than you do. I'm prettier than you. I'm cuter than you. You bad boy.
No remarks.
You bad boy.
Never mind. I'm trying to find out what kind of a Christmas tree you got. Look, wait a minute. Here, I've got it. What kind of bark did it have?
What kind of bark?
Yes. Didn't you notice the tree's bark?
No, I have my earmuffs on.
No. Bark.
Oh, bark.
Yes. No. Costello, the bark of the tree is the outer coat. Did the tree have a rough coat?
No, but the girl who sold it to me had on a smooth sweater.
No, look. No time for singing, please. The bark is the coat.
Yeah.
You find on the trunk of a fir tree.
A tree has a trunk?
Oh, of course.
That must be where he keeps his coat and fur.
No, Costello. I'm going to try to explain it to you. Now, all Christmas trees belong to the pine family.
Oh, no, they don't.
Oh,
this
yes.
Christmas tree belongs to me, brother.
No, wait a minute.
Let the pine family get their own tree.
Forget the pine family, Costello. I don't think you know anything about trees.
Who don't?
You don't.
I do. I raise my own trees.
Did you seed them yourself?
Did I seed them?
Yes, I asked you, did you seed your own trees?
Yes, I seed them every day. I seed them this morning. I seed them last night. You can come over and seed them anytime you want.
How can I seed them when you seeded them first?
Look, Abbott, what have I got in front of my house?
Trees.
Did you seed them?
No.
Did I seed them?
Yes.
In other words, you looked at my trees, but you didn't seed them.
That's right.
Let me smell your breath.
I don't know why I spent time with you. I was trying to tell you about the pine. We get tar from pine.
We get what?
Tar. Haven't you ever heard of pine tar?
No, but I heard of a tree tar.
Tree tar?
Yeah, clang, 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 went the tree tar. Clang, 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 went the tree tar.
As a Christmas present to her Camel fans, lovely Connie Haynes repeats the song she helped make so popular.
With my high starched collar and my high top shoes and my hair high up on my head, I went to lose a jolly hour upon the trolley and lost my heart instead. With his light brown derby and his bright green tie, he was quite the handsomest of men. I started to yen, so I counted to 10, then I counted to 10 again. Clang, clang, clang went the trolley. Ding, ding, ding went the bell. Zing, zing, zing went my heartstrings. For the moment I saw him, I fell. Chug, chug, chug went the motor.
soft day. He tipped his hat and took a seat. He said he hoped he hadn't stepped upon my feet. He asked my name, I held my breath. I couldn't speak because it scared me half to death. Buzz, buzz, buzz went the buzzer. Flop, flop, flop went the wheel. Stop, stop, stop went my heartstrings. As he started to leave, I took hold of his sleeve with my hand. And as if it were planned, he stayed on with me. And it was grand just to stand with his hand holding mine to the end of the
Thank you, Connie. I can't think of anything quite as pleasant as your voice, except perhaps the smoke of camels on my T-zone.
The T-zone. T for taste, T for throat. The zone where smokers test the smoke of any cigarette.
Right. It's with his own T-zone that each smoker must judge a cigarette. How the first cigarette of the morning tastes on your tongue. How even the last cigarette of the day feels to your throat. Only your T-zone can tell. That's how millions of smokers, forced to try many different brands when cigarettes were scarce, learned how good a Camel is. And that's why more smokers prefer Camels today than ever before. C-A-M-E-L-S. For Camels are the choice of experience.
Costello, what did we have to come downtown for?
Oh, I gotta get some more spaghetti, Abbott, so I can finish trimming my Christmas tree. I couldn't find any tinsel this year, so I'm trimming a tree with spaghetti. And boy, does it look beautiful.
Oh, what's beautiful about trimming a tree with spaghetti?
Every time I plug it in, the meatballs light up.
There you go with that silliness again.
Hey, Abbott, look who's in the car. It's that movie actress, Betsy May Mucho. Hello, Miss Mucho.
Hello, boys.
Gee, I'm glad I saw you. I want to invite you to my Christmas party tonight, Miss Mucho.
Oh, I'm very sorry, but I have to go down to Los Angeles. I'm having a dinner party at the Ambassador Hotel.
The Ambassador Hotel.
Oh, sure, Abbott. You know where the Ambassador is. That's the home of the Cuckoo Nut Groove.
Oh, it's going to be a thrilling dinner.
Yeah.
We're going to have crab louis and steamed clams.
Clams?
Yes. Don't you just adore clams?
No, I'd rather have a plate of fried oysters.
Well, I must be ski-dawdling along.
I beg your pardon?
I must be ski-dawdling along. Oh,
Well?
we the same.
Gesundheit. I sure knock off those Spanish words, don't I?
Well, that's one turn down for your party.
I don't care, Rabbit. I don't care if she don't want to come.
Well,
Here comes my girlfriend, Lena Genster. She'll come to my party tonight. She's madly in love with me.
Ah, there you are, you sawed-off Boris Karloff. Standing on street corners, flirting with girls.
I wasn't flirting with any girls, Lena. I'm saving myself for you.
Thanks, Fatso, for saving so much. I've got a bone to pick with you. I put some of that perfume you gave me on my hair.
wait a minute. I think it has a nice golden tint. What is it, Chanel number 5?
No, Chemtone number 7. Roller and all.
You little worm.
Please, Lena, let's be friends. I'd never desert you. I'd stand by you. I'm as solid as the rock of Gibraltar.
I can believe that. You're sticking out in the Mediterranean.
Look, Lena, don't talk like that. I was just going to ask you to come to my Christmas party tonight.
Are you kidding? I'm going out with Van Johnson tonight.
Oh, Van Johnson. You always talk about Van Johnson. Take away his blonde curly hair, and what do you got left?
I don't know, but you can deliver it to my house in the morning. Goodbye.
Well, there's number 2 that ain't going to come to my party
Hey,
tonight.
Costello, look. Isn't that Mrs. Niles getting off the streetcar?
Oh, hello, Mr. Abbott. Do you always stand on street corners leaning on a trash can? Oh, that's Costello. I didn't recognize him. He looks like the third day of the lost weekend.
You know, I wish you hadn't said that, Mrs. Niles. I was going to thank you for that beautiful Christmas card I got this morning.
Oh, it really was nothing. It was merely a picture of me smiling.
I know it, but how did you get your teeth to spell out Merry Christmas?
Please. Now, stop that, or Mrs. Niles won't come to your party.
I wouldn't come to his party anyway. I always run around with younger people. It helps me to keep young. Oh, in fact, I dread to think of life at 70.
Why? What happened then?
I've had enough of you. Goodbye.
Well, it looks like you're not going to have any party. That's the third turn down you've had.
I don't care, Rabbit. Let's go home. I'm going to call up some of my other friends. I'll get somebody to come. Here, come on, let's grab this cab. Cabby, drive us to North Hollywood.
North Hollywood? What's the matter with Glendale?
There's nothing wrong with Glendale. I don't live there.
Oh, Glendale ain't good enough for you, huh? Go on, Costello. Say it. Glendale is a one-horse town.
Glendale ain't a one-horse town.
Oh, then why did I lose my job with the city street department? Go on. Don't stand there. Say it. Tell people I'm not a citizen of Glendale. Go on, say I never even voted.
You voted. You voted. You voted.
3 times, huh? Go on. Start a rumor. Tell everybody I got paid when I voted.
Melonhead, you didn't get a cent for voting.
Oh, the $6 they gave me was for a dog life. Oh, now I'm a dog, huh? Tell everybody I'm a dog. Throw me a piece of liver.
I wouldn't throw you my liver.
What's the matter with your liver?
All right, you tell me what's wrong with my liver.
Get a load of this punk. Now, he wants me to go to school for 4 years, study day and night to be a doctor, just so I can tell him what's wrong with his liver.
Melonhead, I don't want you to go to school.
Oh, you want me to be a moron like you? Please, fellows, this is the Christmas season. Remember, peace on earth.
Yeah, Melonhead, why do you have to pick on me like this?
Yes, Melonhead. Haven't you ever heard of the expression, turn the other cheek? Boys, you're right. I feel sorry for everything I said here tonight, and I'd like to turn the other cheek so I can feel the humility. Costello, will you please slap me?
You mean that?
Yes.
You mean... Oh, I slapped you before I should, didn't I?
Let's go like that.
Okay.
Now, slap the other cheek. Here.
Are you kidding?
No.
There.
Thanks, Costello. You know, nobody would ever believe that Melonhead would turn the other cheek. Costello?
Yeah.
Will you please write down on this paper here that I did?
Oh, sure. I, Lou Costello, slapped Melonhead on both cheeks. There you are. I suppose you're going to show this to all your friends.
No. I'm going to show it to my lawyer. I'll sue you for assault. I'll sue you for battery. Get me a lawyer. Get me a judge and a jury. I'll fix you.
Get me out of here!
And now back 25 centuries for the wisdom of Ethan.
Experience is the best teacher.
Yes, experience is the best teacher. When cigarettes were scarce, most smokers took what they could get. One day one brand, another day some other brand. What did that experience teach? Well,
actions speak louder than words.
Yes, actions speak louder than words. The actions of smokers today speak louder than any words about any cigarette. For after more experience with different brands than ever before, more smokers are asking for Camels than ever before. C-A-M-E-L-S. Camels are the choice, for experience is the best teacher.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Oh, jingle bell, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a
Well, Costello, it's 12 midnight. Not a soul has shown up for your party.
I can't understand it.
I don't know.
Nobody showed up for my party at all. I thought my girlfriend Lena would surely show up.
Yes. It's a shame that you aren't going to get to kiss her under the mistletoe.
The what?
The mistletoe. Didn't you ever kiss a girl under the mistletoe?
No, I always kiss him under the nose.
Well, it looks like nobody's going to kiss you tonight.
Yes, Abbott. All my friends have deserted me. I'm just a failure.
Ah, no, you're not, Costello. You're a big success.
No, Abbott, I'm just a complete flop.
No, you're not, Costello. You're a great guy. Now.
No, Abbott, I'm just a sawed-off, little, ugly-looking dope. Well, don't stand there. Argue with me.
Oh, stop this, Costello, please.
I'm going to bed, Abbott. Good night.
Wait a minute. Aren't you going to hang up your stocking?
No. Santa Claus won't even come here.
No, that's wrong, Costello. Santa Claus loves everybody.
He doesn't love me, Abbott. He don't. Santa Claus has never come to my house on Christmas since I was 7 years old. I was a smart aleck little kid in those days, just like some boys and girls are today. I went around saying I didn't believe in Santa Claus. If a kid come up and said he believed in Santa Claus, I used to say, you're nothing but a sissy. There ain't no Santa Claus. That's your father. But now I realize how wrong I was. I want to tell all the little boys and girls what happened to me. Let's all be children again. Let me take you back to Christmas Eve some 20 years ago. I'd been out all day playing with my friends Chowderhead Abbott and Skinny Niles. It was a beautiful Christmas Eve. Snow was falling, and you could see the lights on the Christmas trees and all the houses. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones we used to know.
Louis Costello! Coming, Mother! Louis Costello, stop choking that cat.
I'm not choking it, Ma. I'm trying to get the money out.
Well, there's no money in that cat.
Oh, yes, there is. Last night when Pa was playing poker, I heard him say, everybody put money in a kitty.
Oh, that's not for your father now.
No, that was kind of a sneaky knock. It's probably the Iceman.
Oh, never mind the door. I'll see who it is. You go wash your dirty face.
Oh, Ma, why can't I just go up and cover the dirt with powder like you do?
Very good. Why, it's the little Abbott boy and the Niles boy.
We came over to tell you what Louis did. He came over to my house and asked my mother to bend her head down so he could see her horns.
You snitcher.
Why, Louis Costello, you naughty boy. Whatever made you think that Mrs. Abbott had horns?
I heard you say that when she got dressed up, she looked like the devil.
Yeah, Nanny, don't you did either, Miss Costello. Louis said my mother keeps a cat in the icebox.
Why, Mrs. Niles does not keep a cat in her icebox.
Then why does everybody say she's got a frozen puss?
You children stop this arguing, and Louis, you get ready for bed right away. Santa Claus will be coming along any minute now. Good night.
Gee, I can hardly wait till Santa Claus gets here. Hey, listen, Kenny. I hear sleigh bells. Yeah, and I can hear him walking around on the roof. He's getting ready to come down the chimney. Who built that fire in the fireplace?
I did.
Do you realize that you gave me a hot foot?
That isn't the way I planned it.
Well, I'm sorry I'm late, boys, but I had to stop off at Betty Grable's house. Why did you have to stop off there, Santa?
After spending a year up there in the cold north, he's got to thaw out someplace.
Quiet, Louis. Gee, Santa Claus, I hope you brung us kids some nice presents, huh?
Oh, yes, I did. I brought some nice presents for you, Buddy Abbott, and you, Kenny Niles. But as for you, Louis Costello, you've been a bad boy. You hear? A bad boy.
Santa Claus, did you have lamb chops for dinner?
I'll take care of you later, Louis. Here, Kenny and Buddy, here are your presents. Now run along home like good little boys.
Gee, thanks, Santa.
That's all right.
Good night, Santa.
Good night, boys. Good night. Now, Louis Costello, I want to show you all the black marks I've got down here against you in my book. Now, here's a report from your Sunday school teacher. She tells me you put fly paper in all the pews last Sunday. That you put a cat in the pipe organ. That you put Limburger cheese behind all the radiators. And then you put a cap from a Coca-Cola bottle in the collection box and took out 15-cent change. Now, what do you say to that?
I'm a busy little bee, ain't I?
Silence. You haven't heard the worst. I see that a few years ago you flirted with a little girl in school. Is that true?
I'm afraid it is.
And is it true that you gave her your class pin?
What class pin? I was only 2 years old. I gave her the only pin I had.
All right. Let the whole thing drop.
That's what happened.
And finally, Louis, the biggest black mark against you is that you've got a book under your mattress.
Yes, sir. Santa Claus, it's only a book about how to make tea the right color.
How to make tea the right color? What's the name of it?
Forever Amber.
Well, I guess that settles it, Louis. I'm afraid there's nothing I can leave you for Christmas.
Nothing? You mean just plain zero?
That's right, Louis. Maybe someday when you've learned to behave yourself, I may come back again. Well, good night.
Gee, I guess I'm just the kind of a boy my mother don't want me to associate with. Nobody likes me. Even Santa Claus can't stand me. Buddy Abbott and Kenny Niles both got presents, but I didn't get nothing. I'm going to write a letter to my mom and my pop, and then I'm going to run away from here. Dear Mom and Pop, when you read this, I will be thousands of miles away. Don't ever look for me because you're not going to find me. I'm never coming back. Maybe someday when I'm old, about 11 or 12. After I make $1 million, I'll come home and I'll buy a nice new dress, Mom. And I'll give Pop a new pair of overalls. That's what he calls his happy clothes. Please take the fleas out of my flea circus and put them back on the dogs so they won't get homesick. And don't forget to feed my little pet skunk twice a day. There's a clothespin hanging by his cage. I love you, Mom and Pop, but this is the best way out. Your loving son, Louis Costello. Boys and girls, that happened over 20 years ago, and Santa Claus has never come back to see me to this day. Please, kiddies, take a lesson from me and be good boys and girls, so that next Monday night, Christmas Eve, you won't be waiting for Santa Claus that didn't come like I've been waiting for all these years.
Oh, come, Lou. I guess we'd better go to bed.
Well, look, see Abbott, it's Lena, and Connie Haynes, and it's Melonhead, and Tim Isles. Oh, boy, you all came to my party.
Yes, and I'm here too, Louis.
Santa Claus, you finally came, and you even brought your horse with you.
What horse? It's me.
Pardon me, Mrs. Niles. Gee, I didn't dream that anything like this was going to happen. I thought that nobody cared about me anymore. I was dreaming of a sly Christmas. I thought my friends had passed me by.
Why, you know, Costello.
That you're one fellow that we all think
You are loved by both the kids and old folks, though you have whiskers on your jokes. May your life be merry and bright,
and may all your Christmases be. Help me, Mrs. Niles. Wow!
We'll be back for Camel Cigarettes in just a moment. And now this week's salute in the new series of salutes to the men who won the victory. Tonight we salute the 66th, the Black Panther Division, heroes of L'Orient, Saint-Nazaire, and the Army of Occupation. In your honor, men of the Black Panther Division, the makers of camels are sending to other servicemen still overseas 500,000 Camel cigarettes.
Each of the two Camel radio shows thus honors the different units of the Army, Navy, Marines, and Coast Guard, a total of 1 million Camels sent free each week. Camel broadcasts go out to the United States twice a week, are rebroadcast to practically every area in the world where our men are stationed, and to our good neighbors in Central and South America. And now, here are Bud and Lou with the final word.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, Abbott, wait a minute. I don't see that guy here that always yells, no, not that. You know
On here, Costello. I didn't want to spoil the Christmas spirit on your show tonight.
Oh, that's awfully sweet of you.
I also want to thank you for that lovely present you sent me. That's the best game I ever played.
Game? I didn't send you any game. I sent you an autographed picture of myself.
How do you like that? My wife and I sat up all night trying to pin a tail on it.
Good night, folks. A Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yes, Merry Christmas to everybody. And don't forget to buy another Victory Bond at your local theater. Merry Christmas to everybody in Patterson, New Jersey.
Be sure to tune in next week for another great Abbott and Costello show brought to you by Camel Cigarettes. And remember, try Camels in your T-zone. See if they don't suit your taste, your throat, to a T.
Just 4 more days till Christmas. Are there still any blanks on your gift list? If you know a pipe smoker, here's a grand answer. The colorful Christmas tin of Prince Albert tobacco. It holds a full pound, 400 pipefuls of the world's most popular pipe tobacco. The tobacco that's crimp cut for slow, cool burning. The tobacco that's processed to remove bite and sting before it's packed. And you won't have to shop around for that present. You'll find the Christmas tin of Prince Albert most everywhere tobacco is sold. And be sure on Saturday night to tune in the great Prince Albert radio show, Grand Ole Opry, Coast to Coast on NBC.
The Abbott and Costello show for Camel Cigarettes will be back at the very same time next week. Don't miss it. This is Ken Niles in Hollywood, wishing you all a pleasant good night. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
The makers of Taste and Sanborn Coffee and Royal Pudding bring you the Charlie McCarthy Show. This is Ken Carter, ladies and gentlemen, greeting you from Los Angeles City College, Los Angeles, California. On behalf of Edgar Bergen, Charlie McCarthy, Ray Norman's orchestra, Nita Gordon, Mortimer Stern, Pat Patrick, his Ursula Twing, Johnny McGovern, and our special guest, Gary Cooper. And here are Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy.
Isn't it wonderful, Bergie?
Yes, it is.
I never have seen so many college students here, so many men. And they're all majoring in girls.
Charlie, I want to talk to Ray Noble alone. Quite, yes.
What's the idea?
Alone.
What am I around here, chopped liver?
No.
What's the idea, Bergen?
Well, we want to talk about gifts. You know, it's almost Christmas time, you know.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, you go right ahead and talk, you generous old bundle of Christmas spirits, you. That ought to pay off December 25th.
Yeah.
Santa Claus is coming.
You know, that reminds me, Edgar. I have to look over my last year's Christmas presents to see who I'll give them to this year.
Yeah,
it's quite a thing, isn't it?
Yes. Ray, Charlie's been peeking at the Christmas presents that I've hidden in the house. And he's also gotten into my Christmas candy.
Don't you mean he's gotten the candy into him?
Yes.
That was a snickeroo.
No.
Well, almost.
Well,
perhaps not.
No. When I ask Charlie about the candy, I know he always says it's mice. But I can play his game, too, you know.
Yes.
Got one cooked up, too.
You have.
Now, Ray, will you play along with me?
Oh, right. Oh, boy. I hope it's basketball. I have a sensational dribble, Edgar.
No.
No idea. Very
No, I mean teaching Charlie a lesson on this.
I see.
Yes. Now, watch him squirm, Ray.
Good. I'm going to enjoy this.
Oh, Bergie.
Yes, all right. Come here, Charlie.
Bergie.
Yes, Charlie. Charlie, what is it, Charlie? I had some candy put away for Christmas.
Yeah?
And now half of it is gone.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
This comes as a blow.
Yeah.
Well, how could anyone stoop that low?
Yeah. It was on the top shelf in my closet.
How could anyone reach that high? Well, as I've said before, pesky little things, those mice.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, Charlie, you've convinced me that it was mice.
I have?
Yes.
Oh, good.
So last night, do you know what I did?
Yeah, what'd you do?
I put rat poison in the candy.
Oh, I say, that's deucedly clever. You do what?
Yeah.
Rat poison?
Rat poison?
No. Man, the stomach pumps.
All right. What are you complaining about?
You know what you've done?
No.
You've killed the wrong rat, you poisoner. You Lucretia Snurgles Borgia.
Yeah. But, Charlie, you said it was mice who ate the candy.
Well, you should know better than to believe what I say.
I did. Charlie, did you eat any of those with the chopped nuts on top?
Yeah. Oh, those were my favorites.
Yes.
Did you,
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Charlie,
What?
it wasn't chopped nuts at all.
It wasn't?
No.
What was it?
But that was sodium kaleidoscope mixed with corrodium hypothecate.
Ray.
I say, Charlie, is there something you want to get off your chest?
Yeah, you got the right idea, but the wrong location. I've been poisoned like a rat. I'm gonna die.
Oh, I say, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, don't put yourself out. Let's just say it's darn nuisance.
Oh, but you know, Charlie, I had an uncle once named Joe.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he swallowed some poison one evening.
Oh, how is he now?
Joe is no mo.
Oh!
Charlie.
Yes, Fergie.
Charlie, I'm going to miss you.
Oh, thank you.
It'll take me a couple of weeks to break in a new boy.
You mean you can think of that even before your knee gets cold?
All right.
Oh, everything is getting dark. I'm slipping away. Calling Dr. Kildare, calling Dr. Jacobson.
All right. Charlie, is there anything that you want to leave me?
Yeah, you can have the rest of that poison candy.
Well, I think you've learned your lesson, young man.
Yeah.
So, Charlie, I want to tell you now that I didn't poison the candy.
You didn't?
No.
You mean I ain't gonna succumb to...
No, not at all.
Why, you ventriloquist, you. I'll clip you, so help me, I'll mow you down.
All right.
And here are Ray and Oberlin, the orchestra, the Ray's special arrangement of Home is Where the Heart Is. The new blend of Chase and Sanborn is marvelously improved. It's the most satisfying coffee you ever tasted. So taste it. Taste it now. There's no other way to find out how greatly Chase and Sanborn is improved. Not even your own mother can tell you. She may say it's the most flavorful coffee money can buy today. But even that only tells you to taste it, because this is a new coffee experience. The new Chase and Sanborn is a sensational achievement in the blending of finer coffees. A new pitch of glorious flavor is fully developed, fully realized, and it's fully protected until it reaches you. The vacuum pack delivers this extra flavor, multiplied in the blending, quickly vacuum sealed at its best and freshest. No other container ever made can give you so much coffee goodness. Taste it. Now's the time to ask for improved Chase and Sanborn, the new nationwide coffee sensation.
Hello, Mortimer. Oh, yes. I was just going outside to look for you.
Well, don't let me keep you.
No.
I'll be here when you get back.
Yeah, I imagine so. What in the world are you doing with all that money? That's quite a roll.
Yeah. Grandpa Snurd give it to me to buy a mule.
Oh, I see.
From our neighbor farmer, Abercrombie.
Abercrombie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Abercrombie.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'd better give you some pointers about buying animals.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Mr. Abercrombie, so he won't get the best of you, you see?
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, that's all right. The best of me is none too good. No.
Now, the first thing when you go shopping, you mustn't appear too anxious to buy.
No.
Now, don't be too anxious to buy the mule.
No.
And start talking about, just talk about the weather, see?
Yeah, but supposing they don't happen to have none that day.
Oh, they'll have them. And don't pay him the first price he asks.
No?
No. See, do a little dickering.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what dickering is?
Yeah. No, yeah. Dickering duck, a mule ran up my sock.
No. I think I have an idea. I think we better rehearse this whole thing right now.
Yeah.
So you'll do it right.
Yeah.
Now, I'll be the man who owns the mule.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. And I'll be the mule.
No. No, you just be yourself.
No, shucks. I always get the lousy end of it.
Here we go. Now, let's rehearse this.
Yeah.
Now, I'm the farmer.
Yep.
Yes, I'm a farmer.
Well, I'm glad you finally got into something respectable.
Yeah. All right. Now, remember, talk about the weather first.
Yeah.
Hello there, Mr. Snurd.
Howdy. It ain't as rainy as it is, was it?
No. No, it
isn't. How much do you want for your mule?
Oh, as much as I can get.
Sold. Wrap it up.
No. Not so fast, Mortimer. Not so fast. Don't be anxious.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well, let's see how much I want for him. I'd say, I'll take $30 for the mule.
Oh, don't be a darn fool. I got $40 in my pocket.
Maybe I can show you better if I do the buying.
Yeah, that'd be better.
Now, you're Mr. Abercrombie.
Are you?
Yeah. And I say to you, Mr. Abercrombie, I want to buy your mule. How does $20 sound to you?
Well, sounds like $20.
Sounds like $20.
Now, say, wait a minute. You say, I'm Mr. Abercrombie?
You're Mr. Abercrombie.
Well, then I already got the mule.
You have the mule, that's right.
Well, then the deal's off. Goodbye. Oh, no.
How can I be so stupid?
Lovely Anita Gordon, who's pictured gracing the cover of the current issue of Radio Mirror magazine, now sings Serenade of the Bell.
In the sleepy town of San Juanito, there's a story that a padre tells of a gay senor and senorita and the serenade of the bells. They asked the padre for permission to be married early in the spring. But the folks had made just one condition, that the mission bells had to ring. Everyone knew the bells were broken and hadn't sounded for a long, long time. Then one night the village was astounded, for the bells began to chime. Till the bells are broken, goes the story. That is in your heart to love well. They will ring for you in all their glory. That's the serenade of the
Until Christmas is okay for bathrobes and slippers, but don't wait another day for this treat. Start celebrating tomorrow.
Royal pudding, rich flavor, smooth and silk, more food energy than sweet fresh milk.
Royal!
More food energy than sweet fresh milk.
Yes, more food energy than sweet fresh milk. That's the simple story of Royal puddings. Mothers know the magic in milk. It's rich in proteins, vitamins, minerals, food energy. And Royal puddings give even more, yes, even more food energy than the sweet, fresh milk you make them with. Children must have plenty of food energy for the running and jumping that helps develop better bodies. So give your children lots of Royal puddings. A big, delicious serving costs just a few cents. So try Royal puddings. You'll love them all. Rich, delicious chocolate, smooth, creamy vanilla, mellow, golden butterscotch.
Royal pudding, rich flavor, smooth as silk, more food energy than sweet fresh milk.
Oh, gee. Now, if I could just get somebody to help me put over a big deal, I really have a white Christmas, boy.
Howdy, Charlie.
Huh? I could have sworn I heard somebody.
Here I am, up here.
Oh, up there, yeah. Well, if it ain't Gary Cooper. Hiya, Beanpole.
Hiya, Knothole.
Yeah. Gee, Gary, it sure is good to see you.
Yep.
Yep. Haven't been around a long time, have you?
Nope.
Don't say much, do you?
Maybe not, but nobody has to do my talking for me.
Oh. Same old Cooper. You know, Gary, I have a little proposition to make.
The same old McCarthy.
Yeah. If you weren't so big, I'd resent that.
Well, what's your proposition?
Well, you see, the Royal Order of Rat Sluggers are giving a Christmas party for the poor kids. and we'd like to have you help us solicit some dough.
Well, asking for money is a bad habit to get into.
Well, I'll be glad to break it as soon as I get the money.
All right, what am I supposed to do?
Well, all you have to do is to put on this Santa Claus suit, see?
Oh, no, I don't want any part of anything red.
Oh. Well, now, just think of these poor kids, Gary. There's no Santa Claus, no presents, no trees. What do you say?
No soap.
Oh. But these poor little tots will be waiting and waiting. How can I face them? Oh, no.
Oh, stop it, Charlie. I changed my mind.
Oh, you changed your mind. Oh, good.
Oh, those poor kids. No Santa Claus. Yeah. Oh, this is awful.
All right, break it up. We've closed the deal. We've made a deal. Now, let's cut out the sentiment. Yeah. Now, here's Bergen's old Santa Claus suit. Here are the pants. Just slip them on the trousers.
Okay, Charlie. There.
Yeah.
Say, look at these pants. The trousers don't come down to my shoes.
No, they don't, do they?
No.
Could you pull up your shoes a little higher?
These pants are so short for this cold weather.
Well, how'd you like to wear some earmuffs on your knees? Now, try on the coat, too. That's better. It isn't too loose on you, is it?
No, it'll be all right when I get a pillow in it.
Now, you know it looks very chicky, very chicky. And here is a nice open-toed beard.
There, now how do I look?
Yeah. Well, you look like something the Yuletide washed in.
What's the matter?
Well, you don't mind a little criticism, do you? You just don't look merry, Gary. Don't you ever smile?
Yeah, I smiled once last week.
Well, don't you like jokes?
Oh, sometimes, if they're not too funny.
Oh. Well, now, let's just see you cut loose with a good jolly laugh, huh?
Like this? Oh.
Maybe I better teach you how to laugh. Now, there are different kinds of laughs. There's first the hee-hee, the ho-ho, and the yak-yak. Of course, there's also the extreme, the boffo, of which I don't even hope for in this case.
Charlie, what do you want me to give, the hee-hee or the ho-ho?
Well, an assortment would be nice if it wouldn't strain you.
Well, I think I can handle it.
Good.
Gee, I can hardly wait to try this out on somebody.
Well, good. I've got a kid outside. Are you ready now?
I reckon so, as soon as I straighten my stomach.
Well, good. Remember, you're Jolly Santa Claus now. I'll call the kid in. Oh, Gimlet.
Yeah?
Come here, will you?
Oh, hiya, Charlie.
Hi.
Say, who's the big lug in the red underwear?
Why, I'm Santa Claus.
Yeah, well, what about the jolly? What about the laugh? The laugh?
Oh, yes, I'm Jolly Santa Claus. Ho, ho, hee, hee.
No, not at all.
What's the matter? Did I hee when I should have hoed?
Hey, Santa, you want to know what I want for Christmas?
Not particularly.
Well, of course you do. Of course you do.
Oh, yes, of course I do.
Yeah. And don't forget ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho.
Oh.
Yeah. Tell me, Sonny, have you been a good boy?
How could I help it? I've been sick in bed for 3 weeks with the mumps.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Ho, ho, ho.
No. You're sorry to hear that he's been sick. You're sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Ho, ho, ho.
No. You're sorry and you're ho, ho, ho. How do you figure that out?
What's this? Oh. Ho, 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 ho. I am hysterical.
You're impossible. You got lost in your beard.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead. Now, ask the kid what he wants for Christmas.
All right. What do you want for Christmas?
What's the matter with you? Can't you read? Didn't you get my letter?
Oh, yeah.
Now, let's see. What did I give you last year?
You gave me the runaround, that's what. Hey, Gimlet, don't you want to show Santa your appreciation with a gift or something? Yeah, right in the shin. Here.
No, he kicked me. Why, you little nincompoop. Get away from me.
Hey, you pushed me. I'm going to tell my uncle. So long, Sonny. Hey, wait a minute. And it's for you, Santa Claus.
Well, Charlie, I'm quitting. I'm turning in my whiskers.
Oh, you can't quit now, Gary. Think of those poor little kids. Oh.
Now, don't start that again.
Okay. Oh, Charlie. Oh, here comes Bergen. Get the chin pompadour back on.
Oh, there you are. And who is this?
I'm Jolly Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho.
Oh. My, what nice long whiskers you have. Lovely.
Oh, stop it, Bergen. I know what you're thinking, but they won't look good there. All right.
I'm trying to raise some money. I'm trying to raise some money for some of the poor boys.
Yeah, Bergen, how about a donation? A quarter, 50 cents or something? A worthy cause?
Well, if it's a worthy cause, money was meant to be spent, and I'll give you $10.
Charlie, get up off the floor.
Oh, I just can't take those shocks.
Yeah. Well, Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Ho, 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 ho.
$10 out of Bergen.
Oh, Charlie.
Yeah, what is it, Anita?
I was just going to... Oh, and who is this?
Oh, this is Santa, Anita. Ain't this racy dialogue?
Oh, Santa, you're so cute.
Say, ma'am, ain't you a little big to be sitting on my knee?
Uh-huh. The bigger I get, the better I like it.
Ho, ho, ho.
Anita, stop trying for your MRS degree there.
Ma'am, what do you want for Christmas?
Oh, I'd be satisfied with Santa Claus.
I didn't know you were so sentimental about Santa Claus.
I am when it's Gary Cooper.
Oh, you peaked. That's what you did.
Goodbye, Santa.
Well, this is kind of fun, Charlie, and we've collected $10 already.
Yeah. You know, we can raise a... Oh, no.
My name is Russell Twing Brown, and for goodness sake, my gosh, simmer down. I guess you know why I'm here.
Yeah, they're cleaning out your cage?
No, not that at all. I'm little Gimlet's uncle, and I understand that you kicked him and threw him out, and I just am so burned up as a shish kebab.
Well, I wouldn't feel that way. I'm Jolly Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, ho, on your big fat self, too. I do not believe in Santa Claus, so there.
Well, this is Gary Cooper.
I don't believe in Gary Cooper either.
He's a big Hollywood star.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, for goodness sakes, my gosh. What does he do?
Oh. Well, aren't you a movie fan? Don't you ever go to the movies?
Well, frankly, Mr. Goober, I do not. I do not go to the movies, but I am just a fanatic about lantern slides on wildlife.
Why, you old rascal, you.
Yes, and they always ask me to be a judge at flower shows, too. Do you want to know why?
Yeah, why?
Because I smell so good. And now, Mr. Coogan,
Cooper.
What is your favorite flower?
Oh, wheat. What's yours?
Well, just everyone is talking about my trailing arbutus.
Well, don't worry. You just put on a long coat and nobody will ever notice it.
That was very cute. That just about does it, Mr. Kipper. I'm... Believe you me, you kicked my nephew, and you've insulted me, and believe me, I'm going to put Santa Claus in Santa Quinta.
Now, wait a minute. Now, I've collected a little money.
No.
We might be able to settle this peacefully.
You can't bribe me. I'm above such things.
Well, I have $10.
Oh, you have? Well, I'm not that much above it.
Here's the money.
Oh, goody, small buck. And to show you that I'm not ungrateful, I'll even bring my nephew back so you can kick him again. Goodbye.
You
new coffee excitement, a new coffee sensation is bringing a round of cheers. Everybody's praising this newcomer, the latest from Chase and Sanborn. It's the new improved blend of Chase and Sanborn coffee that's getting so much praise. It's the most satisfying coffee you ever tasted. So taste it now. Even if every neighbor, every friend assures you that the new Chase and Sanborn is the richest, most flavorful coffee money can buy, that still means taste it. Lift your cup and take a swallow. And then you'll know what they mean. It's a new coffee experience. You get more flavor, the flavor of finer coffees raised to a glorious new pitch. What's more, this extra flavor reaches you at its best and freshest, because every pound of the new Chase and Sanborn is vacuum packed at the roasting oven door. No other container can possibly give you so much freshly roasted coffee goodness. Taste it. Ask your grocer for improved Chase and Sanborn, the new coffee sensation. Be sure and listen in next Sunday to Edgar Bergen, Charlie McCarthy, Mortimer Stern, Ray Noble, Anita Gordon, Pat Patrick, and their special guest, Claudette Colbert. This week, when you're buying groceries, ask for Chase and Sanborn coffee and royal pudding. This is Ken Carpenter speaking to you from Los Angeles, California.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.
With the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty "Ho, Silver!" The Lone Ranger. With his faithful Indian companion Tonto, the masked rider of the plains led the fight for law and order in the early western United States. The stories of his strength and courage, his daring and resourcefulness have come down to us through the generations. And nowhere in the pages of history can one find a greater champion of justice. Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear. From out of the past, from the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse Silver, the Lone Ranger rides again.
Come on, Silver! Hurry, big fellow! I'm Silver! Away!
Jeff Morris, operator of the Wagon Wheel Rancho, rose from his comfortable chair before the fireplace to answer a knock at the door.
Why, evening, stranger. What can I... Oh, well,
Hello, Jeff.
for the love of Mike, it's the masked man and Tonto. Come in, come in.
We just stopped by for a moment, Jeff.
Oh, but you got to stop in for a visit.
Oh, I noticed you had company.
They might not understand the reason for this mask I'm wearing.
Oh, nonsense. And besides, it ain't company. It's just my daughter Janie and her beau, young Jack Page. Now you come inside and get warm. Got a big roaring fire going. Come in, you hear me?
Oh, thanks.
It was evening. In the big living room of the ranch house, the masked man sat comfortably before the open fireplace, listening to the words of the old ranchman. Also, enjoying the warmth of the open hearth were Jeff Morris's daughter Janie and Jack Page, who served as foreman for Mr. Morris. The stolid Indian Tonto sat silently staring at the quick-leaping flames.
Well, all in all, it's been a mighty good year for us, mighty good.
How much stock would you be wintering, Jeff?
Well, can't rightly say until after the first of the year. Depends a lot on how long this good weather lasts.
Well, perhaps Tonto can answer that for you, Dad.
Well, how about it, Tonto?
Sure, you tell the boss what kind of weather's ahead, Tonto. Me, I'm betting we have a short winter and lots of open weather.
Is that the way it looks to you, Kemosabe?
If it's an open winter, Dad will keep all of his cow herd and be money ahead in the spring.
Yes, but on the other hand, if the weather turns real bad, I ain't likely to have feed enough on hand to winter 'em all.
What did you call your friend a moment ago?
Kemosabe. The words are from the Indian dialect and mean trusty scout.
Trusty scout, huh? Well, then I reckon we can trust whatever Tonto wants to tell us about the weather.
Except that he ain't telling us nothing so far.
You figure maybe I'm right in predicting an open winter?
No.
What do you figure, Tonto?
When me watch flames in fireplace, flames leap plenty high.
What do you mean, flames leap high?
Well, that's sign of much cold weather. Much snow. Tonto thinks maybe plenty bad winter ahead.
Well, I guess I can explain why the fire's jumping so high. Somebody left the damper wide open.
You find damper wide open, Jack?
It's closed. Well, it's closed almost tight.
Well, I'll be doggone. Tonto, is there really anything to that, or is it just another Indian superstition?
Well, red man believe in sign. Red man not have big warm house in winter. Maybe life depend on whether him read sign right.
Tonto means that he wouldn't have made the prediction if he didn't believe it to be accurate, Jeff.
Maybe I better get busy and find out about shipping some stuff to Kansas City.
Well, if Tonto's right, we better hunt around and get us a couple of more hands on the payroll, huh, Jeff?
Well, that reminds me. I hired a man today in Flat Rock. Fella by the name of Kramer.
Cowboy?
Horse wrangler. And believe me, he sure understands horseflesh. He's got a buckskin pony he's been training. It's pretty near as smart as your black mare, Jack.
Oh, yeah?
In fact, he wasn't interested in the job nohow. Then I got to telling him about your horse. And the more I talked, the more interested he got. And then, well, about that time, Janie come walking out of the post office and over to the buck.
Now, Dad.
And this Kramer gent, he took one look at Janie and swallowed his Adam's apple 3 or 4 times.
Don't you believe a word of it,
And
Jack.
right away, I had myself a new hired man. He's coming out in the morning.
Well, I'll look around, see if I can find another puncher someplace.
This Kramer fellow be rather heavy set, sort of reddish hair and about the size of Tonto.
Why, yeah, sure. You know him?
If Bud Kramer's coming to work here tomorrow, I think you can stop worrying about the other cowboy.
Huh?
In about 2 days, you'll have another man on the payroll. A fellow named Pokey Langley.
But, I don't savvy.
I'll tell you a story about Kramer and Langley. But you'll have to promise not to repeat it because I wouldn't want to spoil their fun.
My goodness, this sounds awfully mysterious.
Yes, go ahead.
Tonto and I have run across Langley and Kramer up in the North Country several times. They're inseparable partners.
That's right.
And wherever they go, they always manage to stir up considerable excitement.
Hey, you don't mean that they're troublemakers, do you?
Well, let's say they're practical jokers, Jeff. With a special delight in tormenting lawmen.
What? Just how do you mean?
Well, they always come into a strange town separately. The first one to arrive usually hangs around town a day or two until most of the townspeople know who he is. Then the other one comes riding into town and wants to know if anyone has seen or heard of his double-crossing partner.
Ho there, ho. Hey, mister.
Yeah? What can I do for you, stranger?
My name's Pokey Langley, and I'm a-looking for a no-good double-crossing maverick by the name of Bud Kramer.
Kramer? Say, what are you...
Aha. I see you've heard of that pison sidewinder. Tell me, is he here in your fair city?
Why, well, you see, Mr. Langley,
Just answer me yes or no, partner. I've been riding more than 1,000 miles to catch up with that worthless critter.
He was here, but I said...
Aha. Is he still here? Well, is he?
Well, I think so, but I ain't rightly sure.
I'm going into this here hotel and scrape off the trail dust I've been accumulating. Then I'm going to find Bud Kramer and shoot him so full of holes the wind will whistle going through his miserable carcass. To think I finally caught up with a black-hearted scoundrel after all these years.
Good heavens. Mr. Langley certainly sounds like an awfully ferocious man.
You should see the two of them when they meet, Miss Cheney.
You mean them two actually do get together and slug it out?
Oh, and very convincingly. After Langley arrives and makes a lot of fight talk about Kramer, Kramer starts calling Langley a lot of names and promises to kill him the minute he lays eyes on him.
So that weasel-faced buzzard accuses me of running away from him, eh? Well, let me tell you, folks, it's just the other way around. I've been looking for that double-crossing Pokey Langley for 5 years. And you can take my word for it. The minute I set eyes on that two-timing tin horn, the lead's going to fly high, wide, and handsome. Why, that miserable no-account horse thief, he's got a streak of yellow running up his back a mile wide.
You're a liar by the clock, Bud Kramer.
Well, as I live and breathe, it's Pokey Langley.
You ain't going to live and breathe very long, you dirty double-crosser. Now, you folks get back out of the way. I don't want to see innocent people get hurt on account of this worthless bomb.
Get out of my way. Look, hold the chair.
Well, Pokey, you can drag your hardware whenever you're ready.
You first, Bud. I ain't going to be accused of murder.
You know blame well I'm faster than you are with a gun.
Only thing you're fast with is your mouth, you cheap crook.
Now, look yonder, behind the bar.
Huh?
See that clock? It's almost set to strike the half hour.
Sure, we'll take that for a signal.
Right. So long, Pokey. I hate to do this.
You better be sorry for yourself, you polecat.
Look at that clock. It's going to strike any second. Oh, never mind the clock, Slim. Keep your head down.
Why, they killed each other.
Empty their guns. Or somebody get the sheriff.
Sheriff? Them fellas don't need no sheriff. They need the undertaker. I know they was a pair of killers the minute I first laid eyes on them.
Kramer and Langley feller, them think that pretty funny joke.
You mean them two Ranahan's went through all that hullabaloo just for a joke?
That's right.
Well, what happened when the sheriff got there? Or the undertaker?
Well, they'd arrive at the scene of the shooting to find Langley and Kramer slapping each other on the back and laughing their sides out.
And everybody in the place scared out of their wits, huh?
Kramer and Langley never bothered to explain that they do their shooting at each other with blank cartridges.
Blank cartridges? Oh.
Well, of all the loco stunts I ever heard of, that sure is the worst. Well, I guess we can stand another log on the fire. So you figure if Kramer shows up here tomorrow, the other fellow, Langley, will be along asking for a job in a day or two, huh?
Yes, I think you can depend on it.
The masked rider and his Indian friend were gone when the ranch house came to life the next morning. After breakfast, Jeff Morris and his daughter Janie joined a group of cowboys in the ranch yard to watch young Jack Page as he put the black mare Lady through her paces.
That mare is just the smartest piece of horse flesh I've ever seen in my life.
And the handsomest, huh, Dad?
Well, now, who are you talking about, the horse or Jack Page?
Well, they're both very handsome, if you must know.
Oh, a fella's looks don't mean nothing, Janie. But I'll sure take my hat off to a fella that can handle a horse the way Jack handles that mare. Look, he's teaching her a new trick.
Oh, he's teaching her to count. Sometimes she behaves beautifully, and other times she's awfully stubborn.
A genuine female characteristic.
Oh, you.
Uh-oh. Looks like we got company coming. Oh, it's that Kramer gent. Jack, come here a minute.
Huh? Oh, what do you want, Jeff?
Here comes young Kramer. Now, we ain't supposed to let on like we know about him and his partner, Langley. Savvy?
Don't worry, I'll keep mum about it.
And you too, Janie.
Oh, I wouldn't spoil their fun for the world. Besides, I'd like to see Sheriff Dixon get all excited when the shooting starts.
Yeah. Oh, hold it now. Howdy, Kramer.
Oh, hold on. Oh, easy. Howdy, folks.
This is Bud Kramer, the new wrangler I hired in town yesterday.
Oh, there, Lady. What's the matter with you?
Well, it's quite a mare you got there, mister.
There ain't none better, Hold, girl. Hold, steady there.
What in the world has come over?
Hold now. Cut out that prancing around.
Acts kind of nervous. What'd you call her?
Her name's Lady. Hold, girl. Now, easy there. Easy now. Oh, easy.
Looks downright intelligent.
Easy.
Hello, lady.
Well, now, look at that, would you?
What's the matter, girl?
I'll be darned. Anybody would think they was holding a regular conversation. Didn't I tell you this fella knowed how to handle horses?
I'll bet you're a pretty good trick horse, huh, lady?
What? Look. She's nodding her head. How in the world do you do it?
I reckon it calls for a heap of patience, Miss Janey.
Jack's been trying to teach her to count.
Oh, shucks. That ain't nothing much for a smart horse to do. Our lady here. Let me see your teeth, lady. About a 5-year-old, huh?
Yeah, that's right. Lady is 5. I suppose you can show me how to make her count up to 5, huh?
I'll bet you $100 against the mare. She'll do it the first try, mister. Feel like gambling?
The curtain falls on the first act of our Lone Ranger story. Before the next exciting scenes, please permit us to pause for just a few moments. Now, to continue our story. Jack Page stared for a long moment at the smiling cowboy standing before him. Then...
I'll bet you $100, Kramer. But the mare ain't mine to gamble with.
No? I understood it was your horse.
I'm aiming to give the mare away. Maybe Jeff wouldn't mind breaking the news.
Well, what Jack is trying to tell you fellas is that him and Janie is fixing to get married.
Janie becomes the new owner of the black mare on her wedding day.
I think Lady will be the nicest wedding present any girl ever had. Well, Mr. Kramer, are you going to show us how to make Lady perform?
Some other time. Right now, I better get my gear over to the bunkhouse.
Kind of a loudmouth, Jasper, ain't he? Makes a lot of big talk and then just walks away.
I wonder.
Huh?
I wonder if it was. Just a lot of loudmouth talk.
Well, he sure changed his mind in a hurry when... Hey, look yonder.
Why, yeah. Dixon, the sheriff.
He's coming like he was late for breakfast. Now, say, if he's coming for the reason I'm thinking of, don't neither one of you let on what the masked man told us, you hear?
Well, I'll put the mare in the stable, and I'll join you later. Slim! Yeah? Can you go over to the bunkhouse and tell Kramer I want to see him?
Sure, Jack. Whoa there! Whoa, boy! Whoa there! Whoa!
Well, howdy, Sheriff. What's the big rush?
Howdy, Jeff. Hello, Janie.
Hello, Sheriff.
Say, you take on a new man named Kramer?
Why, yeah.
Well, listen, you got to get rid of him right away.
Huh? Why, what's wrong? What's he done?
I don't know, but there's a fella pulled into Flat Rock this morning looking for this Kramer gent, and he's sure got blood in his eye.
Oh, I wonder why.
You mean he's gunning for Bud Kramer?
He sure is, and I don't aim to let them come together if I can prevent it. Why, this fella, this Pokey Langley, he come roaring into town looking for Kramer, and I declare I never seen a man more anxious for a killing party in all my life.
While Sheriff Dixon told the secretly amused rancher and his daughter about the arrival in town of Pokey Langley, Jack Page, the foreman, slipped quietly away from the rear of the stables and approached the corner of the long, rambling bunkhouse.
Hey, Kramer.
Yeah?
Page wants you to come over to the stables.
Right. Be there in 2 shakes.
A moment later, Jack Page stepped quietly through the doorway of the deserted bunkhouse and went quickly to the blanket roll that belonged to Bud Kramer.
Maybe just a footloose cowboy, and then again, maybe not. But just in case, won't do no harm to find out in advance. Nothing very unusual here. Hey, what's... Get this bedroll made up like it was and get out of here. So, our fun-loving friend likes to torment the lawman, huh? That's what the masked man said. But the masked man didn't bother to say just why Bud Kramer carries the United States Marshal badge in his bedroll and a murder warrant for Jack Page.
It was afternoon when the Lone Ranger met his friend Tonto at their new campsite. Quickly, the Indian related what had happened.
Plenty big excitement in town, Kimasabi. Langley feller get there this morning, make much fight talk about Bud Kramer.
Well, we expected that, didn't we?
But you not savvy about Page feller, Kimasabi.
Page? You mean the foreman at Morris's ranch?
That's right.
What about him, Tonto?
Well, me find out about Bud Kramer. Him not just wandering cowboy, him U.S. Marshal with murder warrant for Jack Page.
How did you learn this, Tonto?
Well, a little while ago, Tonto meet Pokey Langley. Him on way to ranch to see friend when someone tried to rob him.
What happened?
Well, Langley feller, him riding along trail when someone throw rope and knock him from saddle. Him get knocked out.
And then?
Ambush feller run away plenty fast when Tonto come along. Him not have time to rob Langley.
Did you get a good look at the man who attacked Langley?
Well, him plenty far away. But Tonto see black horse, and it run plenty fast.
You think the man was Jack Page?
Then Langley feller come too. Him say Bud Kramer have murder warrant for Page from Montana.
But it doesn't make sense. If Kramer were after Page, why would Page attack Pokey Langley? Wait.
What matter?
Makes plenty of sense. Come on, Tonto. We're heading back for the Morris Ranch as fast as we can.
Me ready. Come, Scout.
Here, Silver.
What do you think happened at Ranch Kimasabi?
There'll be another murder committed unless we get there in time to stop it. And we'll be responsible for it. Steady, Silver. Come on, Silver.
Get him up, Scout.
When Pokey Langley arrived at the wagon wheel for the make-believe gunfight with his friend Bud Kramer, it wasn't hard for him to pretend to be in a furious temper.
Ho, 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 fella, ho. Steady. I'm looking for a no-good critter known as Bud Kramer. Told me in town I'd find him out here. Well, is he here or ain't he? Just like the sneaking critter to be hiding someplace out of sight. What are you laughing about, young lady?
You must be Mr. Langley.
How come you to know my name?
Mr. Kramer told me about you.
Oh, he did, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, just where can I find that pizen sidewinder?
Oh, I reckon he ain't far away, fella. Last time I seen him, he was oiling his guns and saying how anxious he was to meet up with you.
He probably stole your fastest horse and lit out when he heard I was heading this way. Why,
if I had horse thief, you sparrow-headed
goodness, such awful names.
So, there you are, Bud Kramer. At last I've caught up with you.
You ain't caught up with nothing but the Undertaker, you puffed-up windbag. Whenever you're ready, you can stop shooting off your face and try shooting that six-gun you're packing.
You folks stand back out of the way. I don't aim to see innocent people get hurt while I exterminate this double-crossing varmint.
What? I'm going to count to 3, partner. You better be ready to grab your gun.
Start counting, you black-hearted weasel.
Hey, look, there's a couple of riders coming.
Let them come. 1.
I'd sure like to know what that young lady's laughing about.
She's laughing to think how you're going to look when I get through with you. 2.
Well, hurry up and get the 3.
Oh, Silver, hold on.
3. Hey, what's the idea? Spoiling everything.
Say, did you see that? The masked man shot the gun out of Pokey's hand.
Doggone it all, you sure put the kibosh in a good shooting party, masked man.
Sorry, Bud. Pokey, pick up your gun. Take a look at the cartridges.
Huh? Oh, what are you getting at, anyway?
Look at your gun.
Well, sure. Hey.
What is it, partner?
Well, Bud, I'd have killed you dead in a doornail if the masked man hadn't have got here when he did. Look.
Well, for the love of... What's the idea of putting real bullets in that gun?
But I didn't. I put blanks in before I left town.
Now you know why you were attacked and knocked unconscious on your way out here, Pokey.
What's that you say?
Sorry to give you bad news, Jeff, but Bud Kramer here happens to be a United States Marshal with a murder warrant for Jack Page.
Oh, no. No, that can't be true.
I don't know how to tell you how sorry I am, Miss Janey.
Let me tell you how glad I am. Jack's plan to murder you failed. I suppose it was Jack who attacked Pokey Langley and substituted the real bullets for the blanks.
Yes, Miss Jenny. Tonto saw him riding away on the black mare.
The black mare. My wedding present.
Come on, let's get saddled up and go after him.
Tonto and I'll ride with the marshal and his friend, Jeff. You better take your men and go after your cattle.
Right. And a big storm coming.
The big fella. Let's go. You got a 3-hour start on us already.
Come on, Pokey.
I'm ready and waiting.
Get up, come on.
Get him up, Small
Silver.
Throughout the afternoon, Jack Page headed the black mare into the upland country. A dozen miles ahead lay the entrance to Pocono Pass and freedom.
Get up there. Get up, boy. Get along there.
The man shivered as the icy wind ripped through his mackinaw. He glanced anxiously at the heavy gray clouds overhead. And then, as though the heavens had opened, the snowflakes fell, gently at first. Then, as the wind rose steadily in volume, the countryside was blotted out with the fury of the storm. Within an hour, the man knew he was hopelessly lost. Desperately, he pulled the heavy 6-gun from under his mackinaw and began firing. Firing and reloading with numb fingers.
Listen, up ahead.
Sure is wasting a pile of ammunition.
This way. Over here. There he is.
Him try find shelter under cliff.
Come on, let's get his guns and ammunition.
We go back to ranch tonight, Kimasabi?
No, Tonto. We got a fire going under that cliff and wait for daylight. You there, Page. Put up your hands. There's your killer, Marshal.
It was mid-morning when the party returned to the wagon wheel with their prisoner. As they rode into the ranch yard, Jeff Morris and his daughter came out to greet them.
Oh, Silver. Easy, big fella.
By golly, Tonto, you sure did call the weather.
Did you get your cattle out in time?
Yes, sir, and just in time. Well, Jack, I see they brought you back. And I don't mind saying I'm sorry for you.
And you, Zany. You sorry for me, too?
Of course I am. But I'm glad in a way.
Well, glad?
Glad that Bud Kramer and his friend and the Lone Ranger and Tonto found you and brought you back.
I guess I got panicky. Probably would have died if they hadn't found me last night. Janie, I want you to keep the mare for your own.
No. No, Jack, I wanted to own Lady once. As a wedding present, remember?
Just a minute. That mare ain't yours to give, Mr. Page. So climb off.
What's that you're saying, Kramer?
The mare was stolen from me up in Montana over a year ago. And Page killed the fella in a gunfight. Took the mare and headed south.
Oh, that's a lie. Well, the horse ain't even branded. How can you prove anything?
I wanted to show you once that I knew how to handle this lady horse better than you could. And I found out Miss Jenny was getting the mare for a wedding present. I changed my mind then. Now I reckon I can change it again.
What do you mean?
I just want to show you one trick you never knew that a horse could do. Lady. Buck, lady. Buck. Turn it loose, lady.
Stop it. Now cut it out. Make her stop. Now cut it out.
Now, that's what I call getting unloaded in a hurry.
Oh, excuse me for laughing, but it was funny.
Jeff, can you lend me a horse to take this fella to town?
Sure, you bet, Marshal. Hey, you waddies, keep that bunkhouse door shut.
Janie.
Yes, Bud?
I don't figure to stay in this law business much longer. Thought maybe I'd get me a little place close by and settle down, maybe.
Oh, but that would be very nice.
Yeah. Meanwhile, would you mind keeping the mare here for me?
I'd love to.
Can't never tell when I might want to give somebody say a wedding present, for instance.
Never can tell.
Hail, Silver! Hi!
And now, stay tuned for the mystery program that is unique among all mystery programs. Because even when you know who is guilty, you always receive a startling surprise at the final curtain. In the Signal Oil program, The Whistler, transcribed by the Signal Oil Company to enable the entire production staff of The Whistler to spend the Christmas weekend at home with their families. Signal, the famous Go Farther gasoline, invite you to sit back and enjoy another strange story by The Whistler.
I am the Whistler, and I know many things, for I walk by night. I know many strange tales, hidden in the hearts of men and women who have stepped into the shadows. Yes, I know the nameless terrors of which they dare not speak.
And now for the Signal Oil Company, The Whistler's strange story, Christmas Gift.
Christmas was only a few hours away, and Mary Winston couldn't help but marvel that its spirit could reach down and touch a cheap nightclub like Pete's Cantina on the outskirts of Panama City. Sitting alone at a table, she gazed at her tawdry surroundings. And then from the bar at the far end of the club came the strains of a Christmas melody, a melody which brought back memories of happier Christmas Eves. Yes, the Christmas spirit is undying, isn't it, Mary? You watch the strolling soloist, Sailor Reynolds, nod as he comes closer and passes your table. It's been 3 months now since you were hired as a singing hostess at Pete's Cantina. 3 months that you've been billed as Candy Porter with no one, not even the proprietor, knowing your real identity, Mary Winston. At long last, as Candy Porter, you seem to be safely away from your past. As the music ends, you look up, aware suddenly that Pete Gardinas, the rolling, heavy-set proprietor, is approaching your table.
Candy! Candy! Look, there is an American gentleman just came in. He wants to buy you some champagne. Champagne, you hear?
Please, I'm not in the mood tonight.
Look, kid, this looks like a big spender. If he wants to buy champagne...
All right, all right.
You turn and see the tall, heavy-set American approach, and suddenly you become tense. After a year of running away, you've learned to spot his kind in a moment, haven't you, Mary? You're certain he's a detective. And now you have to fight to remain calm as he approaches.
Sit down, Mr. Fontaine. Sit down.
Sure you don't mind, Miss Porter?
Of course not.
Thanks. In that case, I will.
I'll go get the champagne. I keep him on ice. 11 years old, too.
Cigarette, Mr. Fontaine?
No, thanks.
You don't mind if I do?
Oh, no, of course not. Oh, here. Light?
Thanks.
Well, this is very unusual for me, spending the Christmas season so far away from home.
Mm-hmm. How come?
Business. Important business.
Couldn't it wait?
No. This business means a lot to the people I work for.
Yes, the, what do you say, the bubble water? From Marseille, 13 years old.
You said 11.
That was from Le Havre. This is even better. Now I put him back in the ice. If you want some more, just call Pete. I've got more just like it.
Well, I guess it's a few hours early to say Merry Christmas, Miss Porter. So I guess I'd better just say good luck, huh?
Thanks. And here's hoping you find whatever you came here for.
Oh, I've already found what I came for. You see, I came for you, Mary Winston.
Friends, to all of you who have opened your homes to the Whistler, not only throughout the year, but even tonight on this last busy weekend before Christmas, Signal Oil Company has asked me to express their sincere appreciation for this privilege and pleasure. And we of the cast want to add our thank you, too. During the 9 consecutive years that the Whistler has been broadcast by Signal Oil Company, many of us have celebrated Christmas with many of you a number of times. And believe me, we're mighty proud that you consider us a part of your entertainment family. Tonight, on behalf of Signal Oil Company and the independent signal dealers who serve you in the states of California, Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Nevada, Arizona, and Utah, I want to convey warmest season's greetings. May the many blessings of living in these United States of America enrich your holiday season and the new year.
It's ironic, isn't it, Mary? A sorry Christmas gift after all the months of hiding, running from one town and then another, using a different name in each place, but never your own, Mary Winston. These past 3 months you've been known as Candy Porter, singing hostess in Pete's Cantina here in Panama City. And now this detective sitting across from you has called you by your real name, Mary Winston. And you can't run, can you, Mary? Facing Fontaine, you decide there's only one move you can make. That you've only one card left. But if you play it wisely, carefully, it might prove to be an ace.
You say you came here after me, Mr. Fontaine?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you mean.
I think you do. And if I were you, I'd be ready to leave for Los Angeles in the morning, Miss Winston.
Like the billing says, my name is Candy Porter.
I know what the billing says. I know what it said in Brooklyn when you were billed as Doris Trent. In Denver when you were billed as Gladys James. But when you took a powder out of Los Angeles a year ago, you were Mary Winston.
You know, it's strange you're mentioning Mary Winston. I was even thinking about her when you came in. A lot of other people have mistaken me for Mary Winston. We could have passed for twin sisters. She was my best friend. I could tell you a lot about her if you feel like listening.
Sure. I'll listen. Go ahead and talk if it'll make you feel any better. We can't get away until tomorrow morning anyway. The more you tell now, the less you'll have to tell later.
Thanks. You see, Mr. Fontaine, Mary Winston was just a good kid who got a bad break. She was in love with a swell guy, but scared to death of a hoodlum. It's an unusual story, Mr. Fontaine.
It was an unusual story, wasn't it, Mary? It began a year ago at a Christmas party given by your employers, the Southwestern Manufacturing Company, in the pink room of the swank Wilchester Hotel. And you were the hit of the evening. You sang 3 songs and went over big. Your friends from the office hadn't known of your talent, but they all agreed you were fine, and when the party was over, you were feeling good. So good you decided to drop into the hotel cocktail lounge, make a phone call or 2, and have a nightcap by yourself before going home. When you finished your phoning, you walked to a vacant stool at the bar.
Scotch and soda.
Make mine the same, Bill.
Gotcha.
I heard you sing tonight. You were terrific.
Thanks.
What's the matter? Did he stand you up?
Who?
The guy you were just talking to on the phone. No. I guess he didn't stand you up.
Didn't he?
He's on his way here right now. Lucky guy.
Here you are, folks.
Take it out of here, Bill.
$1.80 out of 10.
Well, now look here, Mr.
Oh, take it easy. It's practically Christmas. What's the harm in my buying you one drink? Like I said, I liked your voice,
Here's
Miss
your
Winston.
change.
Thank you, Bill.
You a detective or a mind reader?
Oh, you mean your name?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't any trick to find that out. I just asked one of the boys I saw dancing with you. My name's Joe Collins. I see you've never heard of me.
Should I? Oh, now I get it. You're a professional talent scout and want to get me into the movies.
Nope. I'm a gambler. Disapproved?
Why? Live and let live's my motto, and that's exactly what I'm going to do right now.
What?
Live my life and let you live yours. Good night, Mr. Collins. Just think, I can tell the girls at the office tomorrow I met a real live gambler.
Wait a minute. You could tell them a lot more than that if you believed in your voice as much as I do.
Really?
Mm-hmm. You've heard of Domingo's out on Sunset, haven't you?
That's an undercover gambling club, isn't it?
It's more than a gambling club. There's a swell floor show. A lot of big people go out there, people that count.
And all intimate friends of yours, I'm sure.
No, but I know quite a few. Some who could push you right to the top with that voice of yours.
Mr. Collins, this is the oldest line I ever heard.
It's not a line, but skip it. Go on home, listen to the radio, eat candy. You can have a terrific time. If you go to Domingo's with me, you can't tell what might happen. You might have to meet a couple of show producers, maybe even sing. So play it safe. Go on home. Maybe dull, but you'll always get to work on time.
Is that all you have to say?
Yeah, that's all. Except, nighty-night.
Wait a minute.
Yeah?
Could we be back early?
We'll leave any time you say.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Well, now you're making sense. I'll call a cab.
Well, never mind. I have a car. It's parked right around the corner.
Joe Collins used just the right approach, didn't he, Mary? You realized you were being a fool. But as the hours passed, you told yourself your fears were groundless. Joe treated you with perfect courtesy, introduced you to several people, including the producer of the floor show. You even sang a number which was well received. Later, you watched the gambling for a while and then proceeded to the Silver Room to enjoy the second floor show. Afterwards, you had supper in the main dining room and watched the guests dancing.
Joe.
Then suddenly, you've had enough.
Joe, do you mind if we leave now?
I said we'd leave any time you said. What hit you, the music?
I guess that's it.
Another guy?
Another guy. My fiancé, Dr. Frank Wilson.
What happened to, Dr. Wilson?
He's in Korea.
Marines?
No, Army doctor. It was his car we drove out here in.
Oh, that's too bad. We could have had a lot of fun. Well, shall we go?
Please.
Hop in, unless you want me to drive.
No, I'll drive.
Good. We'll probably be safer that way.
As you drove toward your little apartment on Clinton Avenue, you were glad your reckless little adventure was nearing its end. Everything had been fine so far, but you couldn't throw off a feeling of uneasiness. For a few miles, Joe said little, and then he seemed preoccupied, and you were relieved when he finally broke his strange silence.
Say, Mary, would you mind stopping for a minute at that drive-in? All of a sudden, I got an awful headache. Maybe I can get some aspirin there, huh?
I doubt it, but we'll give it a try.
You can keep the motor running while I'm gone, huh? I'll only be gone a few seconds.
Okay. What? Joe!
Get going.
Joe, you shot him!
I said get going fast. There's a gun in your ribs, baby. You just saw what happened to one guy that crossed me.
Did you kill him?
I don't know.
Oh, why was I such a fool?
Turn right at the next corner. A car's been tailing us for the last 5 minutes.
I'm glad. I hope it's a prowl car. It'll save me the trouble of phoning the police.
I said turn. Yeah, he didn't turn, baby. You know, you shouldn't have said what you did about phoning the cops. Nobody but me and you knows about that drive-in job. You just better pull over and park. We got a couple of things to talk over. I said pull over.
Okay. Please, Joe. Joe, don't kill me. I know you can do it easy, but I'll never tell about tonight.
That's the way you feel now. An hour from now, you'll feel different.
Oh, no, I won't. On my word of honor. I'll make a deal with you, Joe. I'll trade you my silence for my life. I swear I won't talk about it ever.
You sound like you really mean that.
Oh, I do mean it, Joe. I swear it. I swear it.
You swear it, huh?
Yes, Joe. I swear it.
Well, I'm not being very smart, but I'm going to take a chance. You drove the getaway car, so I guess that makes us partners anyway. Yeah. You know, partner, we ought to have a lot of fun together. Now, how about dropping me off at my place, huh?
Tell me where to go.
Live about 6 blocks from here. Just turn to the right at the next.
After you dropped Joe and reached your apartment, you were so weak you could hardly stand. You literally fell into bed. You tried to sleep, but sleep was impossible. Early the following morning, you heard the newsboys shoving the morning paper under your apartment door. You hurried across the room and looked at the front page. The headlines and stories sickened you.
Drive-in manager shot in attempted holdup. Dies. Unidentified man and woman seen fleeing from scene of crime in dark green 49 model sedan. Pedestrian believes he can identify car.
There it was, Mary. Your situation looked hopeless, didn't it? You felt you must keep your word to Joe Collins, but you knew you must never see him again. Only one avenue seemed open to you. You had to leave town and disappear. You dressed hurriedly, packed a few belongings, withdrew your savings from the bank, and by noon were on an eastbound plane for New York. You decided to take advantage of your voice and become a professional entertainer. The first few weeks you auditioned almost daily with negative results. But finally, after 3 months, you were singing at the Golden Lion, a prosperous little nightclub in Brooklyn, New York. After a shaky start, you became a featured performer under the name of Doris Trent. As the weeks went by, your work improved. You became sure of yourself. And one night you noticed Vern Shields, famous musical comedy producer, in the audience. His presence seemed to inspire you, and you went over better than ever. Afterwards, in your dressing room, you wondered what he thought of your voice. You were certain that your visitor was Vern Shields. Weren't you, Mary?
Come in.
Well, long time no see, Miss Trent. Doris Trent, it says on the program.
Joe.
I'm surprised you recognized me. I thought you'd forgotten me.
All right, Joe, you found me. Now, what's on your mind?
You double-crossed me, baby.
Well, you're crazy. That's why I left town, so I wouldn't even have to talk to anybody.
You wrote the police, though, didn't you?
Oh, you're wrong, Joe. I didn't write to anybody.
It had to be you. It couldn't have been anybody else. 2 days after you left, they picked me up for questioning.
It wasn't me. I've kept my word with you, Joe.
Yeah? Well, there's one way you can convince me.
How?
Marry me. Tonight.
Marry you?
Mm-hmm. That way I'll be sure of you. Wives can't testify against their husbands. Besides, I'll know what you're doing all the time.
Look, Joe, I got to do my show. Let's talk this over in the morning.
Tonight. We can run up to Connecticut. But go ahead and do your show. Only if you've got any ideas about calling the cops, don't forget you drove the getaway car. And in case anything happens to me, there's a written confession in my pocket telling exactly how you helped me pull the job. How we used your boyfriend's car. How you kept the motor running waiting for me.
You've thought of everything, haven't you?
Everything, so don't try anything. Now go ahead and do your show. I'll wait for you here.
You started down the hallway, turned toward the powder room off stage. Suddenly you realized what a fool you'd been. But you made up your mind not to keep on being a fool, didn't you, Mary? Not with that wall telephone just 5 steps ahead of you.
Operator, get me police headquarters in a hurry.
Better hang up quick, baby. I mean, quick. I had a hunch you'd try to double-cross me. Now I know for sure who wrote that note to the cops.
I didn't, Joe. Honest, I didn't.
You just tried to call him, didn't you? All of a sudden, I've lost interest in getting married. We're just going to take a little ride. Now, come on, baby.
No, Joe, I'm not moving a foot. Not an inch.
Come
You
on.
let go of my arm.
Hey, what's going on here? Something wrong, Doris? This guy bothering you?
Yes, he is. He wants to date me. Tell him to leave, will you, Eddie?
Well, maybe I better take him into the office and call the cops.
No thanks, Eddie. There's no need for that. He's just another wolf. Tell him to leave. That's good enough.
You heard what the lady said, Bob? Start traveling.
Okay, Pop, anything you say. I'll see the lady later. I'll be parked right across the street, Miss Trent.
You should have let me call the cops.
I would have, if he hadn't had you covered with a gun.
Oh, I see. Gee, thanks, kid. I guess you saved my life.
Skip it. Look, Eddie, I gotta get out of town, and fast.
After what you just did for me, getting you out of town is a cinch. Grab some clothes while I phone my wife I'm bringing you home. We'll go out the rear entrance. My car's on a lot next door. Tomorrow I'll call a friend of mine in Denver. He'll put you to work right away. You better change your name, though.
That'll be easy. I'm getting used to it. So, Mr. Fontaine, that's where I met Mary Winston. In Denver at the Hi-Hat Club, billed as Gladys James. She was there for quite a while, room with me. Then she left just like that one night, when a waiter told her some guy wanted to interview her for a magazine. She figured it was Joe Collins again. That's the last I ever saw of her.
That's the end of the story?
That's the end.
And Mary Winston told you all this?
Well, we were close friends.
I'll say you were.
You don't believe me, do you?
If you were in my position, would you believe a story like that?
No, I don't suppose I would.
With Santa's arrival only 2 days away, who can help being in a whimsical frame of mind tonight? Whimsical about such things as how Santa can travel so far in one night. Well, maybe here's the answer. A child asked his father one day how St. Nick went so far on a sleigh. The wise father replied, he can take that long ride 'cause his reindeer drink signal, they say. Well, I decided to check this story with Santa himself, and now I can report to you. Said Santa when boarding his sled, "This year I'm using my head. It's signal for me. I'll go farther, you'll see." And over the rooftops he sped. Now, as you've no doubt guessed, in addition to letting you in on Santa's mileage secret, there's also a moral to this story, which is... the gas used by Santa, my lassie or lad, is also the gas that is best for dear Dad. With Signal, Dad's car will not only go far, but give top performance, the best to be had.
Well, Mary, it looks as though you've lost, doesn't it? That your show wasn't good enough. The man across the table, the detective you're certain has come to take you back to Los Angeles, to stand trial for a murder you had nothing to do with, doesn't believe you. You're certain, too, that the jury in Los Angeles won't believe you, not after you're running away, your phony names, your present surroundings. You're sure Joe Collins has been captured, that the authorities have read his confession, that he's trumped your last card, ruined forever your hopes of eventual reunion with the man you still love, Dr. Frank Wilson. Yes, Mary, it looks as though you've lost, but you're going to play the game through to the end anyhow. White Christmas. If Sailor Reynolds knew what that song did to you, the memories it brings back, he'd play something else, wouldn't he, Mary? As Fontaine gazes into space and drums his fingers silently on the table, you watch him closely, await his next words.
How long did you say you'd been here?
I didn't say, but I got here about 3 months ago.
You like it here?
No. It's
That's what I figured. Hey, look, Miss...
Cigarette, Mr. Fontaine?
Yeah, thanks.
Light?
Mm-hmm. Thanks again, Miss Porter.
Did you say Porter?
That's what you said your name was, didn't you? That's what the billing says, too, isn't it?
You mean you believe me?
You sounded straight to me. Well, it looks as though I came a long way for nothing, doesn't it? Still, I'm kind of glad I came. I always figured that confession they found on Joe Collins' body was a phony.
Joe Collins? Joe Collins dead?
Yeah. The Brooklyn police got him one night about 5 months ago. A woman called the police from a little nightclub, the Golden Lion Club. She hung up before they answered the phone, but the Brooklyn boys decided to investigate anyway. One of them spotted Collins in a car parked across the street. He got trigger happy, and that was that.
Joe Collins. Finished.
Right. Well, Miss Porter, if you ever run into Mary Winston...
I'll tell her all about the Christmas gift I got from a swell detective named Fontaine.
No, I'm just a private detective, Miss Porter. But the police gave me the tip that you... Mary Winston might be working here.
Oh, then they knew
A man named Wilson hired me for the case. A Dr. Frank Wilson.
Frank?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's out of the Army now. Still very much in love with Mary Winston. Doesn't care where she's been. Just wants her to come back and marry him.
He must be quite a guy.
Yeah, he's okay. Now, incidentally, do you think you'll ever see Miss Winston again?
Yes, I do.
Well, do you think she might come back to Los Angeles sometime and clear things up with the police? Make the doctor happy?
I'm sure she will. Someday. You see, a girl like Mary gets to feel a little soiled after working around joints like this. She'll probably want to spend a year or so in cleaner surroundings. Maybe out in the desert. Sort of freshening up before going home. Seeing anyone she cared about.
Yeah. From what you said, I expect she would. Well, I might as well be getting along. Merry Christmas, Miss Porter. Happy New Year.
Let that whistle be your signal for the Signal Oil program, The Whistler, each Sunday night at this same time. Signal Oil Company has asked me to remind you, there's an easy way we can all help to make this holiday season happier for ourselves and others. Drive at sensible speeds, be courteous, and obey traffic regulations. It may save a life, possibly your own. Featured in tonight's story were Bill Foreman as the Whistler, Betty Lou Gerson, Bill Conrad, Bill Boucher, Marvin Miller, and Brett Wood on the harmonica. The Whistler was produced and directed by George W. Allen, with story by Ed Bloodworth, music by Wilbur Hatch, and was transcribed and transmitted overseas by the Armed Forces Radio Service. The Whistler was entirely fictional, and all characters portrayed on The Whistler are also fictional. Any similarity of names or resemblance to persons living or dead is purely coincidental. Remember to tune in at this same time next Sunday, when the Signal Oil Company will bring you another strange story by The Whistler. Marvin Miller speaking for the Signal Oil Company. Stay tuned now for Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden, which follows immediately over most of these stations. This is the CBS Radio Network.